And hello and welcome to OSW Review, the old school wrestling video podcast, filmed in glorious graphical vision and encoded with blast processing. We chronologically critique wrestling storylines, pay-per-view by pay-per-view. It is a very special OSW. We return to the format of watch-alongs. What have we got? It is OSW Control Your Narrative, and it's coming up right now. Welcome, Noggers! Happy days are here again. Purr. Who is that? Oh my god, it's your boy talking, the question mark Jay Hunter. And to his right, stage left, is the Conundrum Crusher OC.
Boop.
And we've got the Riddler Diddler V1.
What's the crack? So hold on, does that mean that I'm a Riddler who diddles, or I've diddled the Riddler?
You can choose which sentence you'd like.
Call him B.
Oh lads, our What Bar plushie is now on sale!
Yay! What bar?
For 21 days, it's already started. One run, now or never. It's big enough, actually.
It actually looks like it's a decent size now.
Oh, hang on. WWF to Music Volume 3 for scale. The bar is quite cushiony.
Nice.
And is separate to the wrapper and is held in place with stitches. Head to the description box for the link and order yours now. Or never. It's one time only.
Order now.
One time only, because that's how Makeshift run things. We get 10% of everyone sold. What a pittance. So, yeah, please order lots. And a winner is you.
And a winner is you. Do it. Buy it. Got to buy it.
Got to buy it.
Buy. What
a bar.
It actually looks really, really nice, I have to say.
Steve-O, why did you pick this? This is your host choice.
This is my host choice. I have wanted OSW to choose its narrative for a couple of years now, and I was just holding it in the back pocket, basically because I think it's probably the most bollix modern wrestling has ever been. It's like cringy, it's a bit silly, it's a bit stupid, and it's right up our alley, and I think we're going to have an absolute blast taking the piss out of this shit show.
Awesome. If you haven't heard of CYN before, it was an indie promotion that hired cancelled wrestlers and was snuffed out pretty quickly. But the company's done 10 shows total, including 3 co-branded shows. I've managed to find one Awakening show before it got pulled from online. It's this Dallas, Texas show. Before we start, let's give you a bit of grounding. Control Your Narrative is EC3's promotion. The story of CYN is intrinsic to EC3. But who is Ethan Carter III?
EC3 Retrospective.
Developmental EC3, aka Michael Hutter from Willoughby, Ohio, who had his first pro wrestling match in 2002, age 19, sniffed around WWE doing errant matches and on-screen roles, like being a police officer to Arrest DX. Started training in WWE's developmental grounds in OVW in 2007. It's like a jacked Randy Orton. Here's him getting beaten up by Double E.
Oh, Kozlov! Oh my god.
And FCW in 2009, where he wrestled Drew in his debut.
Followed up by the clothesline. Into the cover by one sweet dude, Mike Hunter, and a kick out by Drew McIntyre.
NXT. He first came onto my radar during season 4 and 5 of NXT. This is back when NXT was a game show.
Yeah.
Where rookies were paired with veterans, and Hutter, now Derek Bateman, was paired with Daniel Bryan.
Sorry, did you say season 4?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't. I thought that was way earlier than that. Okay.
They're my favourite act on the show. It's showcasing Bateman's sense of humour. His gimmick being he loves
Chicks and America.
Look, you haven't watched that in what? More than 15 years ago, and you still remember it. Yeah.
Yep.
Or just randomly jumping onto Brian. Like he jumps into Brian and said, I thought you were going to catch me. And the two fudging a how well do you know your pro segment by agreeing on answers beforehand and just said them in that order, even if it didn't make any sense. So what did Daniel Bryan think when he first saw you? I think he thought the great city of Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Oh, that's funny.
It was great stuff.
Whoever wrote that, very, very smart.
Oh, these two, it was a shoot. Like,
No way.
they wanted to win it, and after they do it 3 times round, Dolph is like, I think this is rigged, and Striker's like, you think?
It was actually a shoot.
Yeah,
I'm
and
impressed.
it was like, what do you think you could improve on? I think I could improve on being the next Steve Blackman.
I think Daniel Bryan would want me to be the next Steve Blackman. Isn't that still within sports?
Steve Blackman's not even a real person. You can't answer that.
I want a match. Want a match?
In WWE, he'd poke the head in on the main shows, like on SmackDown, getting squashed by Ryback, or in a goofy vignette on Raw. Hey, sell this fake Mark Henry cologne. He did admirably before leaving WWE in May 2013.
And with just one spray, you'll be overwhelmed by the powerful musk of Mark himself.
TNA snapped him up and debuted him on their WrestleMania Bound for Glory later that year, giving him the mega push as Bateman was TNA owners kayfabe Dixie Carter's spoiled nephew, Ethan Carter III, EC3. Looked and acted the part. What should have been death for his character, thinking Garrett Bischoff or Jason Jordan as Kurt Angle's son, he did great. Loved the gelled brush hair as well. Pretty funny, his hand-picked opponent that night by Auntie Dixie was the Norv Furnham.
Wow.
It's like, okay, the Big Bang Theory, not the guy from Roseanne and not Sheldon, not Raj, the other guy.
The Jewish lad.
Yeah, imagine if he was a wrestler.
Yeah.
That's what he looks like. Splicey.
Oh, he almost fell off the ropes there. Handpicked by our TNA president, Dixie Carter.
EC3 started small but racked up wins as the cocky but spineless heel, first beating jobbers, then opening card acts, then teaming with Rockstar Spud, great name, even Sting put him over. OK was in a 4-on-2 bout, but still, and in a singles too. OK was thanks to interference, but still. He'd 2 major feuds before capturing his first singles title. Attacking Kurt Angle at his TNA Hall of Fame induction, rapidly going after his knee, using Kurt's real-life MCL tear in storyline.
Did he steal the second-hand watch, though?
And eventually winning the feud. And by this point, Dixie was the mayor of Dixieland, the tyrannical leader of TNA, and Bubba Ray made it his life's ambition to put Dixie through a table, which EC3 was powerless to stop. Bubba eventually did. A wonderfully cathartic moment with some great meta commentary by Tenay. It's like, and now the horrible reign of Dixie is over. Angle would do the honours for EC3 at the first Impact on Pop TV, giving him his first world title.
And EC3's world champion! New TNA heavyweight champion of the world!
EC3's main feud was with the Hardys, with Jeff screwing him and giving the title to Matt at Bound for Glory. Wow. Trouble. Oh no. Fast forward, and now we're in the Billy Corgan era of Impact. Billy retired Jarrett's worthless King of the Mountain title and instituted his own worthless Impact Grand Championship title. Sure isn't it grand? He got 3-minute bouts, 10-point system of judges, which EC3 won, and then the title was merged with the Impact World title in 2018 and vaporized in and out of existence in under 2 years.
Speechless. Absolutely speechless.
Okay, and then he left TNA. But how does anyone leave TNA?
Feast or fired.
Oh, yeah. So he won.
I didn't even know that.
Rowan!
Yeah, he won his briefcase, but it had a pink slip in it. But it was a blessing in disguise as he was Fed bound. EC3 re-signed with WWE, briefly first in NXT as EC3. This is a great trick by Triple H. Since NXT is a developmental ground, hey Vince, just let him keep his ring name. Okay, we're moving him up to Raw. Well, he's already established as his name. Let's just keep it.
Please welcome one of the future superstars coming to WWE, EC3.
So he re-debuted on A Moment of Bliss, where his interview was broken up by Dean Ambrose. Him and Mox had an impromptu bout, which he won.
With Ambrose here tonight. Oh, 3 away. EC3 though. Jackknife cover as he floats over. He got it! EC3 has upset Ambrose!
This short feud was the peak, sadly. WWE instantly didn't have anything for him afterwards, so he was pretty much relegated to WWE 24/7 championship goofball spots.
So sad. Like, this guy had something, and he always had it, and they bring him back. Like, why would you sign someone, call them up, and have nothing for them?
Weren't a lot of people blaming... Now, I thought it was hilarious. I'm sure you hated it. When Mox said, "Where's EC1 and 2?" I thought that's genius.
That's quite good.
That's genius.
Yeah.
Buried him.
Yeah.
What does EC3 mean? Where are EC1 and 2?
Despite massive profits in 2020, WWE culled a ton of talent, citing COVID-19, and unfortunately EC3 was on that list. But that was the impetus of CYN. Just a few months later, in July 2020, Ethan Carter, now the essential character, immediately posted videos citing wanting to free his narrative with a nicely edited and shot video.
That will have you on some kind of list.
It's a nice vignette, surrounded by hooded minions, tossing his WWE merch into a bin and burning it. The cinematic approach was intentional. He'd do a few cinematic matches, as was the style at the time. So we got number 1. In the narrative, he wrestled Moose, which is not to be confused with their match at Bound for Glory. The gimmick being, through fighting, his opponent would realise, actually, EC3, he's talking sense here, and I'll join your not cult, do you know?
I will join your club of fighting.
Yes!
Yes.
Congratulations. You control your narrative.
Number 2, EC3 held his own pay-per-view event, Free the Narrative, facing Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona.
I actually watched all of this as well, and I was like, this guy is the king of the nerds. There is no question about it. He has the Ecto 1, and he drove that to his match, and there'd be a legally distinct Ghostbusters knockoff song, you know, bim 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 bum 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 bum, and then it would cut to EC3, and he's like putting up his hoodie, and there's like, you know, somber and slightly twisted music because he's getting ready to free Cardona from his narrative, you know. Excellently shot. Well done, lads.
Okay.
Match was shit though. I'm gonna hit you with glass.
Yeah. And his dog has uppies. He's like, gives him a treat. Match number 3 followed up with a second Free the Narrative versus Braun Stroman, Adam Scherr. It starts off, they do vignettes, and there's a guy doing violin, and I was like, I didn't know Braun can play violin. I was like, no, it's someone else. It's some different beardy man. EC3 and Braun worked together formally, and February 17th, 2022 announced their new federation, CYN Control Your Narrative. A kind of Fight Club vibe, a bastion of freedom for the workers, where talent will book their own storylines. Braun's resurfacing post-WWE was huge, by the way. Like, the YouTube video of it has over 5 million views.
Wow.
He showed up in Ring of Honor as part of EC3's invasion to Battered Lads hype up the show. CYN did 10 shows total, including 3 joint shows, centered around The Awakening tour, which had 4 stops. I found one of them online, and it was pulled very quickly, but not quick enough.
Yeah!
So we got it on OSW. But what was it like? How did it work? Let's find out.
Titans are freed, and fiends can emerge. The narrative welcomes all. To enter, you only have to be bold enough to knock.
Anyway, well, I've got more information, but we'll sprinkle it out throughout the show. And to keep it interesting, we'll have a bout of Ask OOC. Get his questions in there. Okay, let's do it. Okay, press play. We're at 1 second.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Shite Club.
Live OSW Watchalong. Here we go.
So, in the kind of build to this, over the last few days, I was watching some clips and bits and bobs just to kind of get it in my head. And it was like, everything looks really nice.
Yep.
It's shot very, very well.
Yep.
But
look, it's the Rock, young Rock.
The words that they use, it's like, I was like, it's a fight club for incels. I was like, I can't really think of any other way.
I don't know what that word means. I don't want to know. I've gone this far without knowing. It's pretty great. But I gather it's a negative connotation.
It certainly is.
I love his Warlord hair. Look at that.
He does. You'd love to stick him in your main event.
I think he is in the main event.
I say your
Pro Wrestling
main
TV.
event.
This was the TV deal that they were talking about. Do you want to read any of that, Ook?
Do you want to pause it?
No,
that's fine.
We keep it
keep
going.
The
it
essential character leads the neglected through the streets of industry built on illusion, grandeur, and lies. The walk towards the narrative.
This is like a Alistair Black promo.
It's all like that.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Well, we don't know.
No.
You got to take it as Ook's getting this full force in the face because you haven't been exposed to this.
I'm aware.
Do you know
of,
anything about this?
I'm aware of Control Your Narrative.
Like, you know that it's a thing.
Yes,
and then that's where
that's
it ends.
That's the line.
Okay.
And I'm aware of EC3 and Braun Stroman.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. I remember it was soon after Braun signed, and they were like making it known, and he put up one of the lamest Twitter videos I've ever seen, where he was like, why so funny? And he's like licking a blade, and no, sorry, why so serious? And I was like, mate, that movie came out years ago, bud.
I don't know, Sting hopped on the train.
He was only 3 years too late, though.
Yeah.
This looks very professional.
It's lovely.
It's shot really well.
Like, it's nice color grading. You got a hand cam there, a steady cam.
They do like the crossfade, though.
Yes. But Jay,
if it was socially acceptable, I'd do the crossfade for this long.
Why isn't it?
Because it looks shy.
Jay, you were very high on EC3 back in the day.
Yes. I don't think he got his dues.
The culmination of everything you hoped for?
We'll find out.
All right, okay.
We don't know.
Okay.
I was like, I can see his 20-minute bouts where he's doing voiceover, and I was like, that works in isolation, but how does that work on a pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Like, imagine Fight Club, but when you're not talking to Edward Furlong or Brad Pitt, you're talking to the jobbers that are also in Fight Club,
Edward Norton.
Who did I say?
Furlong.
Couldn't guess.
It's a very different
Can
Edward.
we see that movie?
We don't know if he's going to turn up.
In order to have what you truly want, you must become who you truly are. This is the narrative! Now you have been lied to your whole life. Corporations, politicians, media, religion, even love. These entities have had power over you. In the narrative, you take back control. In the narrative, you fight for your freedom. The freedom to act, the freedom to think, the freedom to speak, the freedom to feel. And through that, you find purpose.
It's wrestling, mate.
Stand on what is the supposed grandest stage of it all, but it is not in this building. It is not in a stadium outside. There is no arena in the world with the grandest stages besides the stage you create for yourself. why you are here. You are here for a reason. You are here to control your narrative.
I mean, the words are stupid, but his delivery is excellent.
He's an excellent promo.
Yes.
He's speaking gobbledygook, though, isn't he?
To the past. In the narrative, we pay homage to nostalgia, but we can no longer live by it. We must create our own platform. We must create our own future. Because the past is just a story. And once you realize that, it no longer has power over you.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Banging it. Yeah, shit. That is copyrighted.
Nostalgia is the denial of the painful present.
Is that Scotty Too Hotty?
It is.
Fans
Scott
hear the same
Garland.
songs. We watch the same moves.
Oh, is this the match he refused to do?
No.
No,
Well, obviously
it was
he
in
wouldn't have
England.
done it, yeah.
The desire that we fool ourselves into thinking we want.
Yeah, you'd hardly come out to the ring and then... Actually, I'm not doing this match. Yeah.
Comfort is familiar. Comfort is safe. Comfort is secure. Scott Garland is comfortable. Love and
Good.
adored
I'm delighted if he's comfy.
He's
got some decent shoes.
He's looking great.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Put a smile on our faces.
How do you feel about the guy talking over entrances and stuff like that?
Us?
The
The voiceover, I like.
narrator guy.
Yeah, I'm okay.
It's different, isn't it?
Around the world and performing for each and every audience wherever I go. And that's just what I want to do tonight. I control my narrative, EC3. I do it. Scott Garland, not Scotty Too Hotty. I invented all those moves. I do this. I give them what they want. I give them what they paid to see. I give them what they were watching when they were 10 years old, when they were 15 years old, whatever the age they were. 20 years later, I will still give it to them, but it will be Scott Garland doing that. And I ask you,
Are they going to wrestle or what?
Yeah, well, this is what they're building. This is
The
the
Scotty
intrigue.
Too Hotty is
We
the
gotta
build, yeah?
Yeah. Long term.
Scotty is the draw.
Yeah. I'm more worried of the, like, he's talking about, I'm going to please all these people. Like, he's pointing to, are we maybe 200? I know, like, 2022, it's a rough time, man.
Yeah, but we've been to shows with less people and they'd be still addressing you individually.
It's all right unless you can hear the crowd individually talking back.
being said, I talk about the passion that I feel after 32 years of stepping in this ring. Whether it was Scott Taylor, whether it was Scotty Too Hotty, whether it was Scott Too Hot Taylor, whether it was too much, whether it was too cool, it's all the same. It's the passion in here. It's the same passion you have in there. The question is, does he have the passion? Does he have the passion? Does he have the passion? Passion. Do they have the passion?
This is odd. It sounds like he's already controlled his narrative.
Yeah.
You know, he's in the final form and he's trying to brainwash other people. Do you know what I mean?
They come here to support you. They support us.
You were a too cool man. Like, I know too sexy man, but
Oh man, big time.
part of this was Scotty Too
Yeah,
Hotty.
yeah.
How do you feel about two of your potential boys in the ring?
I'm sad about Scotty Too Hotty showing up in CYN. It's like, oh no,
Yeah,
you know, it's a black mark, you know.
It's a payday.
Yeah. Like this is what CYN was known for. Is someone on the outs with wrestling Twitter? If yes, you show up in CYN.
That is actually its gimmick, right?
So, are you still going? Come on, mate. Have your match.
Yeah.
You've done so much for these people. You've done so much for the students you speak of. But the time now is to do it for you. Scott, if you want to control your narrative, you have to fight.
Didn't need Scotty Too Hotty's promo at all there. And it looks like they cut out the first half of it and went straight to, okay, where can we legally, reasonably just cut him in?
Okay, so
This is our first matchup. There you go. Scotty 2 Hotty Scott Garland versus AJZ.
AJZ, EC3, Scotty 2 Hotty.
So you're wondering, why did Scotty 2 Hotty show up in CYN? What's his scandal? He was booked on an indie show against a trans woman, and then he came out and said, I don't fight women, I'm 49, I have a daughter who's 20 years old. I might have done it back in the day with China or wherever, but it's a different time and a place, and it's before I had my daughter, I don't want to do it. And it was like, that sounds fine.
It was weird because I feel like that's him being progressive, and he got blasted for the complete opposite. The fact that in his mind, he doesn't do intergender matches. He doesn't like how it looks, especially for his kids. And he's saying that this is a woman. That's a face move.
Yeah.
But he got blasted for it.
It's your choice if you want to wrestle or not, but it's also your choice to not fight women. And it's a promoter's choice to not book you.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't want photos of him beating the shit out of a woman over the internet, right? That sounds fine. Do you know?
Did he have he was prepped? This is the match, and he said no, thank you.
Yeah, I'm guessing
he
was booked to appear, then probably didn't know he was going to wrestle until he got there. And he got there, and he was like, no.
Right. Okay.
Probably should have accommodated them and just have him wrestle somebody else.
Yeah.
It seems like you didn't
work together
promote your card.
capacity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, his career was dead in the water at this point. It's not like, I'd understand Braun Stroman is the ultimate control your narrative cultist because he was at the peak of his career at the time and cut down. Whereas Scotty 2, nobody cares. Nobody.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was still wrestling at this point.
Yeah.
I'd only he does some shows with OTT, and so I'd only ever hear he's such a lovely guy. He's the best guy. So that was it sucked really hard to hear. But apparently, the other side of it is that he was purportedly cool with the bout until he was told that he's wrestling a trans wrestler, and so it's tough because you'd want to work together.
Would have been cool with the bout in the knowledge that it was a woman, and then when he found out that it was a trans woman?
I don't know. I think it's whatever narrative you want to spin on is the correct answer.
Control your spin.
Yeah. AJZ, he doesn't have any scandal. He's just an indie wrestler booked on an indie show.
Yeah.
Keeping a close eye, and here comes a veteran, Scott Garland.
What a kick to the face.
A couple of big important counters there. He ducks that punch. Nice neck breaker from Scott Garland.
Not sure he got the way he wanted, but he got it nonetheless. Look at these weirdos on the outside.
The projects are here, and they're fired up.
One of CYN's positives, actually, one is obviously booking people, giving them someone a place to work. But the other one is they mentioned giving wrestlers healthcare, which would be a first for pro wrestling and actually something that would shake up the industry,
I don't know, I heard this one
Shame. Shame. So you're saying they could have been an option for the likes of Roman Reigns,
Yes.
John Moxley, The
Yes.
Rock,
Yeah.
John Cena.
Yeah.
With healthcare. Yeah, it's a shame.
Okay, so what's the legally distinct worm? What else can it be?
The Wiggler.
Okay,
The Wiggler?
I was the moth.
The fluke.
Ah, that's disgusting.
I don't know if he still got it, but he's still doing it.
Didn't he just say, I'm not Scotty 2 Hotty, I'm Scott Garland?
No. Well, but he did say that he loves to entertain people, and if you loved me 30 years ago or 5 years ago or 10 years
he
ago,
won with that move.
I'm going to give you more of that. But part of the lore of CYN, it's not about competition.
Right.
It's not about titles. It's not about winning and losing. It's about being a better version of you. And I was like, I get what you're saying, but that kind of defeats the purpose of wrestling because it's meant to be a facsimile of competition. You know what I mean? It's meant to be a fake fight. You're not just there to be better than you were 4.5 minutes ago.
The Psycho Boy fodder has come into his own in the narrative, but does he play well with others? New to the narrative, Project X has to earn a place in Fodder's home.
Projects are like the young boys for New Japan.
Protective.
Okay.
Project X poses the speed, footwork, and athleticism that would make any scout salivate. His upsides are as high as his vertical leap.
You live in a society, and it sucks.
I'm a meme. We live in a society.
I didn't lose that fight. That fight
I like his tats.
only woke me up. I am the true embodiment of a psycho boy.
Okay, so this is another unannounced bout. The Righteous Bateman and William versus Psycho Box Fodder and Project X. Oh, by the way, let's look out to see if there's any super kicks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Didn't they ban some?
Yeah.
I actually... Do you want me... Steve, do you want me to read through the Control Your Narrative rules and regulations?
Please.
Yeah. By the way, this song, this is Vince Marseglia's music.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
From Ring of Honor, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice, yeah.
They are righteous.
I really like these things. Yeah, this commentary.
I like it as a gimmick.
Like,
Very
it's
nice.
it's another avenue to get over the character.
Yeah.
And the general character of the promotion.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it's just, like, ostensibly, it's just an indie show.
Yeah.
But by trying to gussy it up with having kind of a strong vision and strong production,
Yep.
you know, I think they're doing a lot with it, you know?
I feel like if they didn't lean so heavily into the fucking Twitter heat stuff and stuff like that, then like they probably might have made it.
Like,
All
it's
right.
different. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
All right,
Oh
Steve.
my god, this is like 90% black on the screen.
Wow.
You cannot see anything.
By the way,
There could be thousands in attendance. We don't know.
in one of their earlier shows, they had a dark match. And it was a literal dark match where they turned off all of the lights. And so there was two lads just like stomping the mat. And you can hear individual people going, "This fucking sucks." Anyway, Steve.
Go
Sorry,
for it.
what match was that?
Oh, I don't know what it was. I just saw like a clip of it.
Okay.
And I was just like, that is abysmal.
See if you can find
I
it
mean,
for me.
I couldn't see. It was dark.
Hey.
You know what I mean? All right, Steve, control your narrative rules and regulations, okay?
Yeah.
Number 1, you are in control.
Why? What does that mean?
It don't, I mean,
I thought you weren't in control, and this is how you're going to find control.
But that's not a rule.
By
That's
losing.
not a rule.
we're finding the
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
loopholes in it. So the general mantra, I think, of control your narrative is that we're sick of these billion-dollar companies creating characters, storylines, writers. You can be the best wrestler in the world, but if you're turned into Eugene, you're fucked.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or if you're branded as a jobber, you're fucked. Here, there are no storylines, there are no angles. You book you the way you want to book yourself, and if you're good enough, you will get over.
Is
That's
that-
their idea.
That sounds like when Jay used to book WBW, and funnily enough, he won the world title. It's weird, isn't it?
The crowd response was through the roof. we never drew more than when Jay Hunter was champion. That's fact.
The fans bleating in their seats. All right, so rule 2. You are in control. It's just an actual Fight Club reference. Isn't
Gotcha.
it?
That's, yeah, hilarious. Yeah.
3. Fights end when you tap out, get knocked out, can't stand, or quit. However, sanctioned matches can end via pinfall.
Okay, so is this one we're watching now a sanctioned match?
Yes, but
Seems like it.
if they were trying to fix your brain, you just have to quit, basically,
Yeah.
until you come to a revelation.
Yeah.
Because that's happened with Matt Cardona. Is like he started off with his Rough Rider, and then he went for the pin, and then it was like, "Hey, where's the ref?" It's like, "Haha, there is no ref. It's when you guys decide it's finished." Which is
Okay.
kind of nice.
But like in this case, there is a ref here.
Yes.
Okay, so this is a sanctioned match. pinfalls count. But in an unsanctioned match, the only way to win is submission, did you say?
Submission or voiceover?
Tap out, knocked out, can't stand, or you quit.
Okay, fair.
All right, rule number 4. Standard professional wrestling rules apply to sanctioned matches. Chaos ensues in the Project Pit. I don't know what that means.
Okay, hopefully we'll find out.
Number 5. No super kicks. No tope suicidas. No Canadian destroyers.
I like that apart from the Canadian destroyer.
It's super memey Twitter stuff.
That's fair though.
I did find out the reasoning for this because EC3 did an AMA. It was disastrous. It was great. I'll sprinkle it out throughout the video. He said super kicks are sweet, tope suicidas are rad, Canadian destroyers rule, but they are overdone and watered down. By banning these moves, they suddenly have meaning again. So when they are executed, the reaction will be profound.
I've got eyes, Sticks. I've got a brain.
He is right, but the problem is that, say, the 50 people watching this show...
They want to see it.
No, they also watch WWE and Jey Uso against Jimmy Uso with 100 super kicks. So
17.
Excuse me. So it doesn't matter if this show isn't doing it because the other shows they're watching are doing it.
Or you
but you only need control your narrative.
Right,
you don't need to watch others.
It's I know that the gimmick of this is that it's it's real and you control it, but it's actually just a book show. I'll let you guys in on a secret. So if he wanted to, he could just say, if you're going to hit a super kick and that's your finisher, you can't kick out of it. Like, he can control how effective and over these moves are.
He can go into business for himself.
Yeah.
Now you're talking.
Where's Teddy Hart?
See, his narrative involves multiple flips and cats.
A little bit of vomiting.
Didn't think you were going to job to a cat today. But here we are.
Number 6.
Teddy Hart did not make control. He should have been.
He should have been the poster boy for this show. And if it was 10 years previous, yes, he would have been.
Number 6. Oh, sorry, go on.
We're still going. No, it's like...
There's 3 more.
Marina Shafir. She was supposed to be on Control Your Narrative. But something Twitter fuss. And it's like, we can't see her, but hopefully we'll get her down the line. And I was... Wait, you're cancelling her from the show because of Twitter? Like, are you saying that she can't control her narrative? This is the whole point. Do you know? That you go in and you show people what you're really made of.
Yeah.
But you're too hot. You're too hot.
So funny. That's so funny.
She's doing great. Anyway, whatever it is, it was very small. It was scrubbed from the net, and she's back, and she's doing great.
She's doing great now. But I tell you who would have been... I think she's too big for this, actually, but who would have been perfect for it? Tessa Blanchard.
I love that you said that.
Like, I think she... Can I just... I'll never get the opportunity to talk about Tessa Blanchard on OSW. Can I use this?
Please use this form control.
I think she's the sexiest woman in the history of wrestling. I genuinely do. And she's got the sexiest entrance in the history of wrestling. If you don't want to put her on screen, you don't have to, but if you splice in her entrance, it's the sexiest thing.
So she just walks out and turns around and shows her arse, right?
Yeah, but she gives a little wink.
Yeah. Okay.
And everyone else, apart from OOC, averts their eyes. So, I've never seen the entrance myself.
I don't think she's that high. I think she's got a bit of a jaw on her.
Okay.
Yeah.
But she's an amazing wrestler.
She's a fantastic wrestler.
So, Steve, do you have any ska on Tessa Blanchard?
I mean, she kiboshed her own career. Supposedly she was gross to wrestlers and she got herself blackballed from the entire business.
Incredibly, including Control Your Narrative as well.
Really?
Yeah.
They said no?
Yeah. Because she was earmarked and then she never turned up.
Holy shit.
We can't have her, but we will have Austin Aries. But to be fair, Austin Aries is a bell end, but he's not. He didn't do what she did. You know what I mean?
Grabs that belt.
I can't believe this show turned her down. But okay, what are the rest of the rules, Steve?
Number 6, the fight isn't with your opponent, It's with yourself.
That's not a rule.
It's
That's
so
just bullshit.
stupid.
That's silly.
Number 7, fights will go on as long as they have to. Sanctioned matches hit their times.
So there's time limits.
Yeah, it's so
Right,
weird.
gotcha.
If we need it.
And if you want to control your narrative, you have to fight.
That's great. Like I can respect a federation built on. I really like Fight Club. It's fucking cool. Like, because if you were to ask, well, I don't know how it is, but like 20 years ago, if you were to ask, like, hey, what dude has the best body in films? You'd probably go Tyler Durden. You know, he just looks so awesome.
Yeah.
You know, so I can say, and that's as deep as.
That was nice. That was pretty impressive.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
I will say I do.
It wasn't the tope suicida as well.
It was
We're
not.
safe. We're safe.
I do like white ropes in wrestling. I do think it looks very nice. It's simple, the white and black color. Could do with a bit more lighting, but then if you have a bit more lighting, you'll see how empty the place is, and so it's a bit of a double-edged sword.
That's fine. You just put up some signs.
Tarps
CYN,
and things like that?
No, the Ico Pro signs around. It's fine. Like no one thinks that this is a full arena. Like it's a shack. Do you know? It's a bingo hall. Whatever. It's fine.
Yeah. They're making the most of it, though. This does not look, well, let's say like the Impact Zone. You know, this looks more impressive. Even though it's less impressive, it looks more impressive.
He's got a couple of roving hand cams here. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's different than the previous Frida narrative matches because they were filmed in 21:9, like so with the bars at the top and bottom. And there's commentary as well.
Oh, there was no commentary previously.
Yeah. It's just your man Bim Bonson playing the metal guitar for the 20 minutes.
Ooh.
Oh, hello.
Oh,
very nice.
That was a deadlift powerbomb.
Yeah.
He's gonna need a trip to the hospital.
Look at that sadistic smile on the face of Bateman. Oh, wait a second. He's got him poised up. Looking for a tombstone pile driver.
Yeah, well done.
Say goodnight, but what an
That was solid.
Yeah, it was good.
was
Good
decent.
indie match.
Yeah.
So look, imagine if you didn't have the CYN dressing of it, it would just be an indie match.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I will have my Rawangi.
It's just so weird. Like, I feel like if they weren't so antagonistic to such a large portion of wrestling fans, that it could have
Vincent
had a chance, you know?
Yeah.
I do like this guy. I feel like him and his group are very underused in AW or OH. They've got a cool look, cool music, but they're jobbers.
When were they in AEW?
They're signed, but they're mostly in ROH.
Gotcha.
But they will pop onto Collision every now and again and lose to Malachi Black, you know what I mean? But I feel like if you joined them up with Malachi Black and you could have like an actual faction.
Yeah, of people talking shite.
Spouting bollocks.
Yeah. We're all right, thanks.
Man, these guys could be like cattle rustlers in Red Dead 2 or something.
Have you started that yet?
Ooh, I have installed it.
Oh, good.
I've installed it.
You get it for PC?
No, you got it off me, and I got it off you.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
This is the trickle downhill.
Oh, it's carrying Kross, Killer
Very
Kross.
good. So Killer Kross.
So I don't care about him, but is his hot missus gonna be here? Because she's fucking gorgeous.
Explore your past and reinvent yourself. But what if you don't need to reinvent yourself? You just need a place.
Who's his missus?
Scarlett Bordeaux.
Oh, wow, shit.
Scarlett!
Yeah, wow, she's amazing.
She's beautiful.
How did she not get into WWE?
She is in WWE.
Since when?
It's for years.
Where?
She comes out with the entrance for him and looks pretty.
Karrion Kross is in WWE. Where?
He's on Raw.
Is he?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's kind of doing the Sean O'Hare gimmick.
Okay, question. When's the last time Killer Kross has been on pay-per-view? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
A while.
Scarlet Bordeaux.
Yeah.
I'd be missing
Gorgeous.
Scarlet Bordeaux.
He was on WrestleMania that we covered. He was in the ladder match.
Yeah. He was body number 12.
But yeah, he's kind of doing the Sean O'Hara gimmick. It's not like overtly spooky bollocks. It's it's more like he gets in people's ears and he's like, hey, you should fucking batter him.
So they ruined it the first time, but we're going for the redemption arc here of the gimmick. Okay.
Yeah. So he basically got in Miz's ear and he made him turn heel on Truth, and so Miz is now a heel.
Great.
So I think at the start I call this Control Your Narrative pay-per-view, but that's not an accurate description. It's not a pay-per-view. Actually, I think it might be a PLE.
It's a PLE.
A premium live event. Because okay. A couple of reasons people hate Control Your Narrative off the bat. One of them is kind of just... Okay, this is number 3 on the list, to be honest. It's just kind of lies or misrepresenting things. Like they said, oh yeah, it's going to be a big TV deal. We're waiting, it's going to be huge. And it's like, the deal was it's going to be free on Pro Wrestling TV streaming service, which is a free app to download.
Excuse me? Technically, it would be on TV.
TV?
On Pro Wrestling TV.
Oh, you mean this television? You can't watch it on a TV. If you have a streaming,
the delivery system is Pro Wrestling TV, so therefore they're on TV.
They call it TV, so it is TV.
Yeah. Okay, can I call this $1 million podcast? Every time you listen, there's a chance to win $1 million.
At 0%.
Zero's a percent. They teased big stars, in a TV deal from almost the very beginning. But yeah, this is a newly launched streaming service, Pro Wrestling TV. Like, it's fine to be on a streaming service, just don't misrepresent it. Like, hoodwinking people is worse.
Somehow, this is Sinister Minister's fault for doing coke on pay-per-view. That's what cost them. Do you remember that?
Was that? Yeah, that was only last year, the year before?
2023.
Yeah.
So it was CYN 2023, which was the NWA pay-per-view.
And the NWA were doing well, right?
For
them.
Relatively.
Yeah.
It was rumored that they were going to be signed to, I think, the CW network, which is what NXT is currently on. And then they did a skit.
Wow, you can tell we recorded this before the Netflix deal.
Yes. And then on pay-per-view, they had a segment with the Sinister Minister in the crowd doing lines of coke. And then the CW were like, no. Like,
yeah, you do it in the bathroom with the rest of the sky.
They should not have done it. It's ridiculous. But yet they will show violence and blood and yes.
Yeah, of course.
Very odd.
What I believe is the first time. I mean, I heard some rumblings in the back. They might have a shared history together, but I can't recall a time where they've squared off in the ring. So perhaps, again, this is an interesting attempt for...
OC, would you fancy a couple of questions?
I'll bloody love a question,
bloody love a question. All right.
Why am I just being asked the questions?
No one wants to hear me in V1. They have enough of us. Everyone wants to hear about you.
No, they don't.
If it's a question that we can have an input on, we'll
please
shout it out.
Please.
All right. So, questions for OOC. We have Matthew from Salisbury.
How's your steak?
There we go. Thank you, Jay.
At what point in the last arc did you start hating TNA? Was this before or after you started hating yourself?
Great question.
I still love TNA. I just need a break. But
we did hammer it quite hard.
We did, but it's funny that 15 years ago I would watch it. It was an hour and 40 minutes per week, plus a pay-per-view of 3 hours a month, and I didn't get sick of it. But 15 years on, I'm like, 3 hours a month is too much.
Yeah.
Weird, isn't it?
There's different mindsets. Like watching something, just sitting down and watching something with mates is loads of fun.
Different circumstance.
Watching something with a pen and paper, when you're sifting through stuff, you're nitpicking, you're thinking about it. I'll let you guys in on a little secret. Wrestling's shit. Wrestling is meant to be watched and had fun. The second you put thought into wrestling, I'd say 90% of it falls apart. There's some great stuff that will hold up, but a lot of it falls apart.
Oh man, we did 13 episodes of Main Event Mafia Arc in a year and a half. That's excluding WWF New Gen, XL, AEW, and poor old V1 Trooper Backbone of OSW watching 8 weeks of Impact and the pay-per-views in between as well.
Yeah, and this is something that I've brought up before to the guys on Twitch. I was like, for you guys, an arc is 2 hours every month, but for us, it's every day. I am living in TNA. There is no out until the arc is over.
Stephen Carter over here. I still love TNA, but I couldn't dream. And like, say we're talking about EC3 here. I don't think we'll ever cover EC3 and TNA because, say, the big things would be the Immortal and Aces and Eights, but like EC3 wasn't.
Yeah, he's after that.
Yeah, so I don't think we'll ever cover EC3.
Yeah.
But yeah, TNA always have a special place in my heart.
The pop era.
The pop era.
The neck has been the target this match. The neck, the throat.
Anyway, yes, very good.
Richard Luck.
Ulabatuk.
From Welwyn Garden City.
That's not a real place, but go on, yeah.
So, about J and V1.
I love them.
Do you see them as holding you back or lifting you up?
Holding me up.
Holding my back up.
We can take you higher.
Lee from Gen Pop.
He's in the boy prison.
Mr. OOC. Jay has regularly attempted to replace you with inferior podcasters.
Yes.
Matthew, Matt McMuscles, etc. Who would you replace Jay and V1 with when you eventually shake them from your coattails?
Excellent question.
That is a great question.
But remember, I've said this before. You're not allowed to say that because that implies that other questions are bad. So every question is a great question, but this is an especially great question.
So the other ones are just not especially great.
Yeah, questions go from 7 to 10.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
The IGN scale, isn't it? 7 out of 10. It's shit.
I would say, obviously, no one, because I wouldn't be bothered taking part in a podcast without used to. So obviously not. And even the people I do like on YouTube, I don't want to talk to them. I just want to listen to them.
Yeah.
You want to consume.
Yeah. Rather than give.
Than create. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I've gotten like the odd DM saying, "Hey, would you like to be on the podcast?" I'm like, no. Nah.
Lead with a sandwich. Offer him a sandwich. A clean sandwich.
What's the KFC situation first, and then we can talk terms. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to do the podcast without you two. It'd be terrible. Like, that's why we're still
You've done
going.
it without me several times.
Yeah, that's because you shunned me, and I have to bring out something this month.
It's because we dangle the carrot of you being there on the next show.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, fair.
We can.
All right, Doug Fender from Edinburgh.
He's a contender.
You went very nice there. By the way, this match sucks.
There's nothing happening.
Oh my god, they're doing absolutely nothing.
Listen, the head turn is a devastating move. Don't let anyone tell you difference.
Okay, what, if any, significant changes would you make to OSW Review if you took over as the head of the chair from Jay Hunter?
Ooh, that implies that Jay is the head of the chair.
I will have you know that we sit... It's not really a round table.
It's the opposite.
Perfectly rectangular
It is
table.
perfectly rectangular.
But I sit at one head of the table, Steve sits at the other. Jay is the one, he's in like the
Sits in
3-year-old
the middle,
seat. Like,
judging and growling at us,
Giving us cushions to lean on.
I know what you'd want. Okay.
Okay, you guess, and I'll tell you.
Mandatory. Okay, we'd have a referee in here, and every recording session would be a mandatory 30-minute maximum. And there'd be the guy from Gladiators, Gladiators, ready. He'd just go, 30 minutes, calls it off.
That's it.
We're in the middle of the first match. That's the end of the pay-per-view,
Very good. He's very good. Steve?
I don't think I can I was just going to say Elden Ring.
Every review ends up being an Elden Ring.
This is Elden Ring +1 review. Elden Ring +2. Elden Ring +7. And now it's Elden Ring from the beginning, part 2.
There we go.
You're both correct. It would be, can we talk about... It would be FromSoft and general Souls games. And, yes, it would be if we exceed... remember when we started? I used to leave at 10 o'clock p.m. without fail, because I had to, because my lift was outside. And then over the years, it was like 5 past 10. Then it was 10 past 10. Then it was 1 o'clock in the morning. So
which one was that?
Every one of them. So yes, it would be time limits.
Okay, time limits. All right.
Hold on, Jay probably wants to.
We'll exchange the wrestling ring for an Elden Ring. I just wanted to get my shit in. There you go.
Yeah. So
did you see he sacrificed
himself?
He had his arms wide open.
How was
it? Was like I enjoyed the 6th headlock. That one, it just it was crisp,
But was it as good as the Brett and Bully one from In Your House 5? There was a lot of headlocks in that match. I remember you giving you giving me guff. You were like, I hate this match. I thought the match was great, and you were like, Steve, which headlock in particular did you like?
We needed more chin locks. Shout out Wrestling Bios.
Rule number 1. You are in control.
We're getting
with
the
the second
rules.
You're too late, man. V1 has already explained these rules.
Yeah, keep up, Ethan.
And when you tap out, get knocked out, can't stand, or you quit, sanctioned matches can then be a pinfall.
You're trying to read these rules, but stop with the fuzzy shit.
It's very noisy, isn't it?
You'd have to know the rules already.
And it's also too fat. This is how I watch YouTube, 2 times speed. You can't see anything. The one thing I think held EC3 back, right?
The narrative.
No, it's not the narrative. His bad tan job. He
is
dreadful tan.
He is swole. He is he's cut water. He's incredibly dehydrated. He's looking a bit like Anthony Bowens here.
Yeah,
but more ripped.
But what do you think about the tan?
Oh, no, I enjoy
You're okay with
all
the tan?
aspects of him.
Oh, the Project Pit. Okay, so they were talking about the Project Pit earlier. Steve, do you know about the rant room?
You both have talked about it before, but remind me, please.
So the rant room is a gimmick that they brought in to control your narrative so that they could make more money, okay? So tickets to the show were like $29 or something like that. Yeah. But if you paid £100, you could go into the rant room, which was a room with a camera. And on Big Brother and Survivor,
the confessional
room, it's that. And you're allowed to cut a promo on any of the wrestlers. The rant room.
Wait, are the wrestlers there?
I don't think so. I think it's they will see it. Wink, wink.
What? You would actually have to shout at the wrestler to get the £100.
It's like the hotline, Sonny and HBK, back in the early 90s on the WWE hotline.
And it's me going, hell yeah.
Jesus.
Exactly. The wrestlers don't care about your rant.
So you cut the promo, you take out the tape, do you just put it in the bin before you leave? They have a control your bin and it'll definitely get to them. I know if you want to shout at Austin Aries, I did hear, I did look for instances of this rant room. It's been scrubbed, but I've seen at least one person has paid for it.
Okay.
To shout at, cut a promo at Austin Aries.
Is this the same man who's on the bed with Tammy Lee Sitch hugging her. It's the only explanation.
Question for both of you: if you could cut a promo on any, say it was free, and say you were paid, because I know you wouldn't do it for free, on any wrestler on the show, who would it be?
Okay, so it would have to be someone on this show?
Kind of. Can you cut a promo in the rant room on any wrestler in the world?
Listen, you give your £100, you can pay. You can say whatever you want.
Okay. Say someone on the show. A piece of advice you'd want to give them. That kind of thing.
Piece of advice. Who would I want to
keep your feet on the ground and just keep reaching for the stars.
What did you think of the Montreal Screwjob?
Or as like, and we're just parked out back. Just here's the ticket. If you wouldn't mind. Large Pepsi.
I think
popcorn, no butter.
Maybe like Ethan. I want to have a question to you. What's the KFC situation, Ethan? It's the most.
What kind of
thing.
sauce do you use in your spicy fillet burger?
Where's the salsa and the spicy mayo gone, mate?
So this is produced, so it's not live. Because obviously they've edited bits down from a live show. So they recorded the whole thing live and then have a little bit of a vignette.
There's no way they're paying for this song. Well, there's no way they have the money to pay.
They definitely didn't pay for it, but they were clearly it's not like somebody dubbed over it, right?
Lights.
Wait, is that legally distinct?
No. This is my era of music. This is 100% accurate.
This is definitely
it's not a
Billy
cover
himself.
Like there may be a chance that Will Smith will show up on CYN. There's always that chance.
Well, after his misgivings, there's possible.
All right, his lawyer will probably turn up. Vinny Pacifico.
Okay, kind of like digging this kind of 80s, 70s kind of thing.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Julius Sleesler.
And I'm Vinny Powerpunch Pacifico.
And we're here to ensure your entertainment. Vinny, how you doing today?
Doing swell.
I feel like this was live because they would have trimmed down that bit at the start.
Power punch anyways.
I pack a wonderful, powerful punch.
Wow. What else can you ensure?
I could ensure that you'll be entertained.
Nice jump cut. That's so mean. They left it at the start of it. They left it in.
Yeah, so there was an edit there, but there was no edit to them there waiting for their go-ahead. Like, this guy in the left's shirt is an ill-fitting shirt.
Do you think it's his shirt?
And we're relentlessly positive,
regardless of negativity.
Maybe it's, that's the...
Okay, yeah, sorry lads, no. I mean,
you're not buying it?
Nah.
I think Jay's more into it.
I'm not gonna buy an open can from someone. That's a miss.
So is this
I
guy?
like this, but he shouldn't be dressed in black.
I feel like this is the American douchebag version of Session Moth.
That's very generous to these lads.
Yeah.
I don't think they've got that much going on. But it's a shame that the aesthetic of the company, it's like the NWO pay-per-view where everyone has to be in black and white.
Yeah.
It's like no one can be... The whole gimmick of this pay-per-view is that no one's individual, which might kill, which kills variety.
And it
which
kills
is the point
their
of
gimmick.
wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, but their gimmicks that everybody is to be...
Look, this guy's got pants.
He's a fighter.
Well, hold on. Are you suggesting before he came out with his yellow pants that everyone had to wear the same thing?
I think that
No, not that everyone had to, but it just...
If it was the truest form of themselves.
Right.
I just feel like that's what the general colour palette of the show has been.
You'll have to
so
pay
far.
for your
It's
own
been
pants.
black.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Like they'll give you a hoodie for free.
Yeah.
But you got to pay for the pants.
Yeah, that's fair.
You got to supply your own knobs.
I think your man Tino Valentino is very much up your alley, both of you.
We'd need to get him into the pit room and gussy up his character attire and stuff like that. It's very boring.
We can be pit bros.
I love it. Got any more questions for us? Is this Man Bun Jesus? It is.
Man Bun Jesus.
Great name.
Yeah.
It actually is a
Have
good
look,
name.
have a look.
Is that a bear? Man Bun Jesus hails from the 5th dimension. He knows who built the pyramids. He has memorized the Georgia
4.
Guidestones.
So
And he also has a pet bear.
what dimensions do we have? Length, breadth, width, time, and then is it alternate dimensions? Is
There's like 9.
There's 9th dimension.
Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah, 9.
There's like they get to number 1 in the charts
space
in the
time
UK?
and all that.
1992.
All right, Anthony from Sunderland.
Hey,
says, Away,
Aye.
man. Who/what are your biggest comedic influences, i.e., comedians or movies or TV shows that have shaped your sense of humor?
Another outstanding question. Well, there's 3 easy ones.
I like his contact.
That's very. What was that?
Firestarter?
The Ascension.
Okay, yeah.
Bit of that going on. Maybe.
Connor O'Clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Connor. Yeah. He's gone as Con now, by the way.
Is he?
Yeah. Go on. Anyway, comedic influence.
Very easy. Partridge, the original Office UK, and The Simpsons. There's a sprinkling of Blackadder and a few other things in there, and Red Dwarf, but they'd be the main ones. But to say it shaped my sense of humor, no.
Like not shaped, like I don't think that's the right use of words, but definitely it's definitely a building block of it. You know what I mean?
I don't know. If you wanted to make an AIJ, you could just have it spout out the closest reference for Simpsons of a word that you said in your sentence, and you'd
Simpsons,
probably be right.
Blackadder, Bottom.
Partridge, yeah.
I feel like that's your holy trinity.
Yeah, we put in Partridge in there as well.
Partridge. He would not be without his Partridge. Steve?
I'm not as big into Blackadder or Bottom as you guys. I do love Partridge. I love Simpsons. I love Always Sunny.
Yes.
I'm quite a big fan of stand-up comedy as well. When I was growing up, big fan of Eddie Izzard. I think they've fallen off a bit in recent years. It makes me a bit sad. They're just not funny anymore. They're just having a moan. But yeah.
So we're very sim.
Yeah.
We're very sim.
Well, it looks like this is going to be the start here. Jake Logan and Ryzen going to start things off. Wait a minute.
Pearl Harbor.
Movie Mike, it looks like, is taking the upper hand here.
With his coat still on.
If you're wondering how come we make so many Simpsons and Partridge and some Blackadder references and Bottom and stuff like that, it's usually because we record the show live to us, and we're bouncing off each other, and whenever you're thinking on your feet, you kind of just go to whatever had the biggest imprint on you. So, and it usually ends up being something out of The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Because they were shown, 3 times a day, and there's only 2, Irish channels in the early 90s. And so Simpsons was just on all the time.
You could watch Simpsons from 4 till 7 every day.
Not anymore. But it's funny, not anymore. But back in the day. But I think it came to Ireland in 1990, I think, and they'd have the episode, the new episode on a Sunday at 6 p.m. Sky 1.
Yeah.
Repeat that episode on a Thursday, let's say 6 p.m. on Sky 1, and everyone watched the 2 episodes.
Yeah.
You'd like the same episode twice.
And then there'd be Simpsons on Network 2 at 6, and then there'd be Simpsons on Channel 4 at half 6,
BBC.
and then BBC, and then Sky at 7. And so there was a block of Simpsons every day.
And
it was great.
It really, and if I watched TV now, which I don't, if The Simpsons is on, of course I'd watch it.
Yeah, I think it's part of us all.
Yeah,
a part of us all. A part of us all.
And right now, he's got his hands full. Movie Mike with a big drop kick.
Doug from Alberta. Mr. OOC, you did a No Spirit Summons run in your second playthrough of Elden Ring.
I like you, Doug.
Will you continue this high standard in Shadow of the Erdtree?
Doug is possibly the greatest person to ask questions
and
ever.
Smartest.
He's really smart and probably good looking. So we'll get into that when we cover Shadow of the Erdtree. But spoiler alert: I'm currently on New Game Plus 6. Spirit Summons aren't my thing, Steve. They're just not my thing.
It's illicit Dave right now. He has to go around back, Check out, give me the mimic. Just give me a quick fix.
But Doug, that was the question of the day. Congratulations. Congratulations, yes.
Charlie from Cork.
Yeah, the old Cork.
He wants to know, if Mr. OC had to go to one of these, which would he pick? A 10-hour wrestling show, or a Mick Foley stand-up set?
Well, like,
What about a 10-hour Mick Foley stand-up set?
Monkey's
that
paw.
actually might be special. That actually might be really,
10
really
hours.
special.
I'd actually love to see
I
him do
think
material.
I think we'd enjoy it, Jay. Like, I'd want breaks. I couldn't sit in a seat for 10 hours.
Yeah.
I think it could be really something that nobody has ever seen before or will ever again. And Steve, now we talk about Mick Foley gig, and you missed out. But no, would I?
I didn't miss out on the show, but I missed out on the years of slagging the show afterwards.
Yeah, but
This would be monumental. 10 hours.
Wow.
Like, he'd just get angry and bitter and start lashing out.
He'd be giving everyone refunds.
Someone
Yeah.
home. it would just be that for at least 4 hours.
Could you try a few another section there? So we got 3 sections. We got OSW, we got wrestling, and we got other. So do you want to try
Do
this
you want other, or we want to go for some wrestling?
No, but go on.
Okay.
That's what
I'll
isn't
do
that-
a few
Do
wrestling.
the people.
I'll
like
do a
wrestling,
few wrestling.
you know?
People like wrestling on
All right.
OSW review.
Christian from Quebec. Who is more useless, Stevie Ray or the Dwarves?
From
The
Hobbit
dwarves
2.
from the Hobbit.
Yeah.
From the Hobbit. You know what? I think.
Oh,
my Jesus!
None of that. And Man Bun Jesus.
I think Stevie Ray had a great look.
I agree.
Had an okay gimmick, and had a really talented brother. So yeah, I mean the dwarves from the book, The Hobbit, were not particularly good. Although Thorin was a lot better in the book. But yeah, definitely the Hobbits the dwarves way worse than Stevie Ray. Jay, would you be on board with that?
Yeah, I agree. Like, I would say because they're not all useless because they still got stuff done in the end. Even though they needed help from Bilbo, they still got it done.
Spoilers.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they will.
Yeah, maybe they will.
We'll find out at some point in the future.
Steve, you detest the dwarves.
But you can't. You've seen The Hobbit 1 and 2.
I have seen 1 and 2. I will never watch 3.
No.
Never
Imagine.
watch it.
No. You'll do what you're told.
I will say this: Stevie Ray was at least over at some point as part of a tag team.
Yes. He was an important part of the 2-man tag team.
Yeah, he was at least 11% of that team.
That was nice alliance, though.
Yeah.
That's a big dude as well. James from Sobel Beach.
Florida or California?
ON?
Ontario. I didn't know they have beaches.
Well, they got a lake on Lake Ontario.
Oh, okay. So, son of a beach. Okay, let's go.
What's your favorite weapon in a hardcore match?
I'm going to come back to that one. Lads, enlighten me on yours.
The most effective one that ends the match the quickest. I don't like hardcore.
A cupped sledgehammer?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that is it.
Okay.
That beats, like, I was going to say, a bin, a shiny bin.
Oh, yeah. Hop in.
Yeah.
You like the hop
definitely
in?
Hop
But
in.
the bin that, like, Frank uses in Always Sunny that just cuts open cricket. Because it's not a worked bin.
I will tell you my least favorite, and that's when they have shoot weapons. So, like
a sledgehammer.
Janice, or, like a sword, or something, one that they
That
can
wasn't
never
great.
use. So that's garbage.
Okay.
Yep.
That sounds good.
Solid show RTD from Winnipeg, Manitoba,
Hey.
Canada. Was a lot of Canadians asking wrestling questions. What wrestling faction would you join? Anything from 1960 up to 2024?
Yeah, I love the 1960s, man. The peak, for me, peak wrestling watching.
Oh my God. Imagine.
Yeah, he's teasing a Canadian Destroyer. He's going to break the rules.
Imagine if you were in a faction with Big Daddy.
Yeah.
Is there any other wrestler that does less work and makes everyone else do work?
How would you get to eat, though?
Oh, you'd need to go in early to get, and then put your plate in, like, the fridge or something. So he doesn't get at it, You can't have seconds. You need to get in there before he gets in there.
He could just keep filling up his own plate, his big plate.
Those punches are so bad, by the way.
He got everything he wants from the 12-inch plate. Oh, imagine the size of his plate.
Yeah.
I'd actually like to see, I'd be interested to see like what's the ratio. Does he go all meat? Is it all carbs? What kind of gravy does he? What kind of condiments? You know.
And like, would you who eats more Loch Ness? Giant haystacks or Big Daddy?
Like this could be its own show. You're just watching fat man eat. I'd watch it. I'd love to see it.
We get some Yoko in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, listen.
Fryer Ferguson in there.
Mantor.
Who else
Bastian
eats?
Bugger.
Oh, yeah, Bugger.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
So what gang would I join? I mean, even though it's before my time, I think the Four Horsemen overall, even though I love DX and the Radicals, I fucking love the Radicals. Put me in there.
There'd be
fucking
5 of
love
you,
the Radicals.
or do you want to kick
I'm
them out?
ousting, controversial, I'm ousting Dean Malenko.
I'd be fine with that.
You're okay with that?
Yeah.
Because
I don't think he's suited.
Mr. 1997 PWI Wrestler of the Year. Announced it.
Like 3 of them, like only one of them has charisma, but 3 of them I enjoy their matches. I know you're a Dean Malenko fan in terms of his catch can but you stole his finisher for the love of God.
He retrospectively stole mine.
Gotcha.
That's how it works.
Gotcha.
You can just
But mine
say
is
that,
elevated as well.
you took one of Austin's moves because he did that.
And Shamo stole it from me as well.
Yeah,
So, it all
go.
comes around. Yeah.
So I think I'd slot in very nicely into the Radicals. Actually,
Okay,
I
nice
really do.
mid card act.
Upper mid card.
OC, Poppy Chulo. You think you're special?
I think my choice would be more kind of.
No one asked you, Steve.
Well, solid show or TD, regardless whether you asked us or not. We're gonna get it.
Go for
so
it.
I'd go for shoot, and I'd go with the click because you
Yeah.
know that if you're in with them, you're
Steve, that's
sorted.
cheating.
Job for life.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
cheating.
care if I'm pushed or not.
You're carrying bags.
If you're in with those lads,
Yeah.
yeah.
Helmsley is
I
carrying
will
their
just say
bags.
this: I would rather be carrying bags than carrying Kross.
Hey,
That's topical because we're watching a show with Carrying Cross in it. Right.
Thanks for
so
explaining that.
Although you get Scarlet.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's true. That's true. Obviously, I was already part of the best faction in wrestling, the Brig.
Well, duh.
It can only go down.
Steve wasn't part.
Yeah, I bring in, and you can take Celtic Mischief. You can take him out the back.
That's going back, man. Holy shit,
give
that's
him
going
the
back.
ham
Would I have to
sandwich.
carry your bags though?
Yes.
I can't. I haven't heard that name in 24 years.
What was his name?
Celtic Mischief.
Celtic Mischief.
We shortened it to the Chief to try to get it to suck less.
That was my mate. His name was Celtic Mischief.
Nice
Hey.
backbone,
That's
mate.
rough, man.
Legend,
that is rough.
Legend of the Ring.
They say don't do drugs, but if they come to life like that, I guess I can
Rick from Glasgow.
Glasgow.
Yeah, Rick
Glasgow.
from Glasgow. Mr. OC, would adding a laugh track to wrestling improve the overall product?
But do you remember we booked, like, we booked some terrible shit in our
That's
time?
it, is it?
It was.
Holy.
It could have used a laugh. Actually, don't use a laugh track. That would have killed it. Well,
What about a golf clap?
it's just insulting, though. Do you know?
Yeah.
And Man Bun Jesus with the Groovy Grizzly have controlled their narrative.
I think it would be funny for like one match on the show. Like if you get beyond anyone who's not a joke, it would be terrible. But I would be down with it. If you want, we could on one of the shows. We could get you a little soundboard.
Okay.
Honey, I'm home. Yeah, I love it.
It has to be like a TV studio audience.
Yeah,
from the
yeah.
audience.
Okay. Who's this goon?
Calculated purveyor of physical decimation.
Is EC3 doing these
Yeah, you like it?
decimation? Yeah, he's got a good voice.
Truth decimates those who remain neutral. With him, against him, there is no in between.
Fucking August 1 warning over here. Oh my god!
Just turn up the volume on his entrance.
It's Johnny Retribution. Big bang of retribution off of this lad.
I like his MMA pants.
MMA
Yeah.
gimmick.
Yeah. Stolen from you, Steve.
Yeah. Oh, that's a bad punch.
Probably shouldn't have slowed it down.
Yeah.
A ring, a cage, the mats of a faraway land. The
Canada.
powerful troop chief of the match, the result is already known. When the narrative lights turn red, Troop's opponent sees black. Bang, bang.
Gang.
Like, I think this is the best way to showcase what is a boring beatdown in front of nobody. But, like, with the music and with the edits and the narration, you know, and music, yeah, man.
Definitely. You know, I think this show really suffered from... There's not enough people trying to control the narrative. We've got EC3, Scotty 2 Hotty, Braun, Stroman, carrying Kross. There's no star power.
This is like the Mox angle in AEW, where it's like, it's them in an island and they've got this narrative that they're trying to do, and then the rest of the show just happens around them. Like, it's not a show-wide angle, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We get it, bro.
I think this would be great as just EC3's gimmick. It's
yes,
you know, as opposed to trying to get everyone else. Do you know,
as a faction, like.
Maki Ito, like, she has her own wrestling company, and all of the other wrestlers in it are Maki Ito.
Oh no!
Just like not as pretty and not as good a wrestler.
Okay, and she's not even a great
so
wrestler.
what are we doing here, lads?
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's the kind of buzz I'm getting.
Yeah.
Stanley, it's for real.
America's golden boy. He's that dude.
Jacob from Lockport, New York asks, which wrestler has the best variation of the powerbomb? That's a good question.
I do. Sorry.
No, please.
I was just going to suggest, I love Jericho's double powerbomb. It's just, he's not very big.
He's 5'6".
But if someone else did that,
Yeah.
you know.
Didn't Brock do a bit
used
of
to do
that?
3, but then he broke Holly's neck and
Yes,
stopped.
yes. But we did get the best, or least predictable finish to a world title match in history. I've never brought it up before, have I?
Why didn't you bring it up?
You know, like, I hate to say Nashi because it's so dangerous.
I don't like Nashi.
You don't like Nashi?
No, I never did. There's no impact. And for something that is so dangerous because you're out of control, I'm like, why are you risking me for something that looks shit?
Okay.
Which the way I would see it.
You're a bit of a Sid fan, right?
I have 2. I love The Last Ride. I think that looks fantastic. And I love the sit-down powerbomb. I love the Batista bomb.
I don't like it because he looks like a when he does it, you know, because he looks like he's off balance and falls backwards.
Okay.
That's why I don't like that one.
Okay, I do get you. Yeah. Liger bomb, you know, when he jumps and kind of hooks.
It's like super eye patch thing.
Hooks the legs. That's also very nice.
Okay. Dontae Smiley versus Jamie Stanley. Last of the unannounced bout. And that's that.
Last of the unannounced bouts. Okay.
Yeah, there's still a few more.
That'll put bums in seats. Have a pay-per-view where we don't know the card.
Yeah, 4 matches announced. But, you know,
Holy shit.
after this, they'll have more recognizable names.
There's only the stars now coming out. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Sorry. This is a point that I wanted to bring up earlier. So you know the way the entire gimmick, the mantra of control your narrative is like, you know, the corporations make characters and they control your narrative. Here you be yourself. You be the best version of yourself. No stupid character work. And then they announce Buddy Murphy is signed and they have like a 7-minute promo video where, you know, he's like, he's been in prison for 8 years. I was like, I just saw him on Raw last month. And I was just like, you're literally going against your mantra for this stupid... Like, it was so bad. It was so awful. He's like sitting up against this wall wearing the 2008 Abyss whites.
He's doing full.
He's doing the full
thing.
Prison garb.
Shit.
Guys loading him into a van and going, he's so dangerous that he needs 24-hour round-the-clock supervision. Is he a toddler, mate? You know? It's so bad.
See, you don't want him on his tummy. You know?
Only about 1.5 on that count. Handsome Jamie Stanley looking a little frustrated here, but he is relentless.
Buddy Murphy, but like I get it for Abyss or Kane or Nathan Jones, but Buddy Murphy's like, he's not a big man.
Can I just...
He looks great.
Right.
Like, his build is awesome, but yeah, he's not a giant dude.
Yeah.
I think I've solved it. I think I know why he's in prison. Stealing other people's moves.
Because he stole
Kenny Omega. And then he wrestled on Dynamite. It was like the end of October. He was wrestling Adam Cole. And he was just like, I'm just going to steal Tyler Black's moves. I'm going to hit a buckle bomb and a curb stomp. And I'm just like, mate, none of those are your spots. Stop doing that. Create your narrative.
Oh, by the way, if you're wondering why we're doing this as a watch-along, because I had done a bit of research on it, and I was like, okay, figuring out what this pay-per-view is, and it's like, this is best consumed, in a live format, rather than watching it and taking notes. I think getting the full brunt of it via watch-along and a few questions and having a laugh as well would be the best way to control your narrative.
Yeah. I think if we watched this on our own and met up and talked about it, I think it would be a much more negative, surly review.
But, I mean, we're not seeing anything terrible here.
No, nothing's terrible. I don't think I like the general look of it, and I like the narration gimmick, with the guys coming out. But the wrestling is not that great.
Not something he's comfortable with. This doesn't match up with the aesthetic of old school wrestling.
Honestly, though, anytime you grow, you got to be uncomfortable.
I do like the washed out look, and I do like the the
timing of that was incredible.
He likes the editing.
What did he miss there? Oh my god! That just made me think. Right, I remember years ago, I was watching Ring of Honor. Okay. And there was a match where Davey Richards wrestled Eddie Edwards for the title. And they had a phenomenal match. And then they were going for the finish. It was like, whipping to the ropes. And Eddie was going to try to jump over his shoulders. And like Davey was meant to catch him and hit like a backwards DDT spot. And they messed it up. And the finish of the world title match was a big, dirty edit. And I was like, that just took me out of the match completely.
They could have at least changed the camera angle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Very mean. If I do try it on OSW to never cut to the same camera angle. If you ever watch an OSW.
Oh, well, very nice.
I try my best with it.
And you succeed.
Thank you. It's a lot easier editing older wrestlers because they have slower camera cuts. Like, they have less of them. So it's easier to cut.
We'll say the recent stuff you've done. Is there a lot of jumpy cuts?
Oh, it's like, it is harder to edit because they edit on the move being hit. It's just editing is a bit more difficult, but you make do. Hopefully people don't notice.
Yeah.
Like, it's the first pass of me editing it where I just get annoyed. I'm like shouting at the screen, "Stop changing it!" But you can't hear that in the video.
Eat an Eldon dick.
Hey, well done, mate. Well done,
Dontae.
Yeah. Apart from the edit, it was pretty good.
If you're gonna pick the name Smiley as your surname, you've got to be. My gimmick is I'm Norman's son.
Yeah,
you have to.
Yeah. Man, I've been going back and I've been watching like some 2002 TNA. And
Dirty Dango! Fandango!
And even though he's a jobber, Norman Smiley is such a good wrestler.
Yeah.
He's such a worker.
He really is.
He makes other people look better than they are.
Yeah.
Fantastic worker.
Oh man, when they were pimping the matchup and they're saying, here's Dirty Dango, Fandango here, they called him a former ballroom dancer turned degenerate scumbag looking for an easy score.
Vega himself. But now he's here. Let's get weird.
Do you know the reason for the likes of Fandango and, you know, Braun Stroman, or why they're on the show, why they got cancelled or whatever happened to them?
Like, not everyone on the show has gotten cancelled. It's just they're an indie worker getting indie work.
But say Fandango.
No, I think he's fine. He just got laid off.
He got cut.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, during the 2020 cuts where like WWE cut, what, 90 people or something like that?
Yeah.
It was crazy.
But if you give a guy a gimmick that's got a shelf life of about 6 months, what's going to happen to him?
He did really good in turning this dancing gimmick into something that lasted a couple of years and was over, you know?
Like, do you think he lasted longer in the Fed?
Yeah.
With what he had?
Definitely.
Because the fashion police stuff was a lot of fun.
It was loads of fun.
Flip Gordon. And you won it now.
Talking about cancelled.
Now, why is he on the internet shit lists? He... two things. One, he was inadvertently buried on the promotion of this match. It's like, Flip is here, and he's going to give it his best shot. Guess who's jobbing? But the scandal is that he started ramping up his conspiracy theory character. Like, he started being a flat earther and COVID stuff. But explained, hey, it's a character, it's a gimmick. Like, he was doing a no mask thing, and that was like, he got a lot of heat over it. But he was saying it like, I'm a carny wrestler, and I was getting crazy heat with that, so I'm gonna go with it. And then the thought is that, oh, you're just backtracking and trying to retrofit it. Oh, it's just a character, So I don't know, but it was enough to get on the internet shit list and wind up in CYN.
So
I think he was publicly anti-vax during COVID, which is definitely going to get you heat. And then I think there were QAnon. Is that the website where all the crazies go on? And they believe in the mole people and all this stuff?
I think so.
Kingdom of the Fortress of the Moles.
I think he had ties to that.
Oh dear.
Now. So yeah,
allegedly.
Yeah. So to bring it back to Dirty Dango coming out, and then you were like, why is this guy cancelled? I was like, that right there is why this company died before it got going. It's because everybody got smeared with shit because of a few bad fucking
There
things.
we go.
Everybody got it.
So therefore, if you watch this show, you agree with these people who have done some bad things.
Oh my God, Steve, you big conspiracy bollix, yeah.
But yeah, but this is the narrative that's out there, and you're trying to take it back. And well, that's why they're here.
I know,
Yeah,
but if you say to your friends, say you go into work and you say, you'd say all your friends watch WWE, and you say, I was watching that Control Your Narrative pay-per-view last night. They're like, oh, you whatever inflammatory term.
If you like this, then you
are one of
believe
them.
all of these things.
Exactly, and you are bad because you like somebody that has done something that a lot of people don't agree with.
Yeah.
This was the main thing. This is why a lot of vehement, like, negative connotations with CYN out of the gate. Bad optics, as they say, from who they hire. Like, we'll see them more as we go along here. Yeah, so CYN fucked before it started because some anonymous poster on Reddit with zero accountability and whose source amounted to, trust me, dude, decried CYN as a right-wing, crypto-funded, scummy cesspit.
Didn't he say that, like, Donald Trump funded them or something like
that? Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah. You can
he's
tell.
bankrupt.
Look at that athleticism.
I feel like you might be having a seizure.
Steve, look!
This is pretty
should
good.
love this guy.
This is pretty fucking good. I was hoping with a name like that.
Yeah. By the way, this guy was on the original All Out card, and I think he won the opening match on it, and people were like, the future is so bright.
With moves like that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jay, go on.
Just that post smearing CYN, calling it all these things with no credibility. It stayed up on Reddit for a solid day before the mods decided to pull it. But by then, everyone's seen it, retweeted it, posted about it. It's been widely circulated and accepted.
But like, yeah, but that says more about the people. Like, I mean, look, there were some people who maybe they shouldn't have hired just because, as you said, it's bad optics. But like, what does that say about the collective brain power of social media wrestling fans? They're brain dead.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't matter if it's true or not. It's true in the eyes of social media.
Exactly.
So EC3 jumped on AMA. Reddit asked me anything to try to quell the mob.
I'm sure that went great.
Oh my God.
I made the BBC.
Oh my God. It was never going to go well. But he was like, okay, our politics, they're skin deep. Like, we really like Fight Club, basically. And listen, I'll say it plainly. We support trans rights. We're anti-racism, anti all the things you agree with. And like, I was trying to look for things to pin it on. You got this wrong. And there's really one thing that users were quick with a rebuttal to say, you said this, don't claim ignorance. And they caught him in a lie because he made a joke, and it was it's a kind of thinly veiled Nazi reference. And even when he was saying it in the interview on Fightful, they were like, Jesus Christ, mate. You know, the interviewers were like, oh, and then he tries to be quite smarmy about it, and it's just, oh, you're scum now. So, yeah.
And you're a big EC3 guy.
Well, that man, he fucking plummeted in my estimation.
You were a big Derek Bateman guy.
I love the Bateman.
And EC3. He used to talk about EC3.
I also
TNA.
liked him as well. Like, I saw him and thought that the ceiling for him was incredibly high.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why he never
charismatic.
why they didn't use him.
Yeah.
Like, if you transplanted him in AEW, I don't think he'd make it to the top because the level is so good. But in WWE, he could easily have been a top guy there because the level of a main event worker is not that high.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, watching his promos and stuff, there's a big bang of like conspiracy air because they're talking about your freedoms being curtailed and the masses being subjugated by corporations and stuff like that. So it's all about, you know?
Yeah.
But it's weird because in some circles that's a babyface promo because, you know, like, who is cheering for, you know, corporate entities? You know what I mean? Oh, I love Microsoft and Twitter and Amazon. They're brilliant and we should try to impress them. You know what I mean? Like that.
I don't have an investor. The Trump organization's not investing. Rumble's not investing. The My Pillow guy certainly is not investing. I did make a joke. Should I tell a joke or will be taken out of context? If you use the promo code,
tell a joke.
Use the promo code CYN on My Pillow and you get 88% off a mattress topper and slipper combo. That's not true, though. I do not have a promo code nor investment by Mike Lindell nor My Pillow.
88 because of I get it.
No, wait, I just made a number up. Why is it 88?
There's some Nazi ties to that number.
Oh, jeez. That was just a random.
Did you really not know that?
No. Well,
now you know. Now you know.
It's a bit smarmy, isn't he? He thinks he's smarter than everyone else, I think.
Yeah. I think you hit the nail on the head there, Steve.
Like, would you not just say that was a shit joke? Sorry about that. As opposed to trying to be cute about it.
Yeah.
What? It's like, oh, fuck off, mate. Do you got any other questions for us there?
I certainly
Can you go
do.
to a different section there?
I'll go to other.
Ooh.
Oh, we've some Simpsons.
Go for it.
Keane from Dublin.
Hey!
The man.
Which do you think is more important? Hard work or stick-it-to-itiveness?
Sorry, are there any real questions?
No. James from Cairo.
Ooh. Cairo.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mr. OC, you, Jane, Steve are huge Simpsons
Oh
fan.
my God, I can't believe he won. Well done to him.
Against Dirty Dango.
He's a good
But it was
flippy.
the K-Pups.
Yeah, that was quite nice.
It was was nice, to be fair.
Come on, I haven't seen that before.
Yeah,
Give
that
him
was
a
good.
fucking chance here.
Very Neo-esque, I think Neo.
Like,
you
you will see that spot ever so often, but usually the other wrestler is holding on to the guy's hand and pulling them up.
Yeah.
But that guy was doing it on his own, which is
freeballing.
fucking impressive.
I want to see more.
Whatever ska he was on, it didn't actually affect him too badly because he got work in the NWA and he's like in CMLL at the moment.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So you, Mr.
lads, don't bring attention to it.
There you go. You just got your narrative control. How's that feel?
Sad.
Seemed like the company failed him.
Life savings to shoot Hunter S. Thompson's ashes out of a cannon.
Just see the nerd just pushes him out of the way. Not before me!
After a dirty dance with a dirty man, this moment for Flo Gordon is very real.
A more Simpsons question?
Mr. OC, you, Jay, and Steve are huge Simpsons fans and never waste a chance to make references. It's true. What are your favorite jokes from the series?
My number one, it's the episode where Lisa is born, I think. The flashback to the Olympics, and a Japanese athlete is on the rings. And he does a big flip off, and it was later found out to be a broken leg, and he just lands and screams. Yeah. That's my favorite Simpsons
Oh
joke.
my God, it's the rant.
Oh,
here we go.
Chase these external things to validate our internal self.
Words.
But a lot of us tend to realize that even once we have all these external things in place, we're not really validated, right? It's not, that wasn't what we were seeking. These were things. These were things that were sold to us as the things that would make us happy, as the things that would make us feel complete, as the things that would show we're successful. But what I learned is after having those things, that's not it. If you're not internally happy, if you're not internally satisfied, no amount of external things will give that to you.
Well, he just kind of turned off the lights there when he was talking. Listen, he probably went for another couple of minutes there, and that's it.
What was he even saying?
Sounds like he would have been very important to control your narrative. Do you know what I mean? He seems to be all in on it. So what's the other reason people were immediately turned off of CYN? Here he is walking to the ring. Okay, a couple of things. Remember in 2013, Christy Hemme announced Bobby Roode and Austin Aries coming to the ring. She called him the name wrong, called him Kazan Daniels. She was in the corner ring, and he trapped her in the corner to force her to do the introduction right.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that.
And then afterwards, he gets up on the the second turnbuckle and does his pose.
Mickey in her face?
Yeah, groin in the face for a couple of seconds.
Shoot.
Yeah, he was just pissed off.
He should have been immediately fired.
Recounting it years later, he said, listen, I'm in character as a heel, you fucked up, I might as well try get some heat about it. And he just made a stupid decision. And it's he said he went backstage afterwards and asked Christy Hemme, is everything all right? And they made up. There was a TNA inquiry, and he got fined. I think it was $5,000 or something. But the shitstorm happened when Christy Hemme was asked about it on Twitter, and then she said, no, it was unacceptable. It's disgusting. And it's oh, okay.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Okay.
I actually I wanted kind of a female perspective on this because we're blokes. So I didn't tell Kim anything about it. Here, go watch this and tell me what you think. And as soon as it happened, she was like, fucking scumbag. I hate this guy. No. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but if he did go up to her and apologise, and supposedly they hashed things out, obviously she's entitled to feel how she wants to feel, and if she wants to be furious, that's fine, but maybe if it's been taken care of from a company point of view, it might have been better to not blast them again,
Yeah.
Jay, how would you feel if Velvet did that to you?
I'd be furious.
Yep.
Give me your paycheck. You have to come to my house and clean it in a tutu every weekend.
We're such different creatures to women.
It doesn't work. It doesn't. You can't.
It's like the best day of your life.
I think forgiveness in general would have come easier, but everyone thinks he's a huge dickhole.
But he had a name for being a dick before.
Yeah, he's not like in WWE or TNA or Ring of Honor, so no one's rushing.
Shame. What a shame. Amazing wrestler. Good promo.
Vegan.
What?
Proud vegan.
What a shame. If nothing else but for his standing elbow drop.
He does that kind of tombola forearm as well, which is really great. And he's famous for topes as well. Let's see how he does without them. So that was 2013, but it got dredged back up in 2020 during the Speaking Out movement, where there was multiple allegations of improper conduct were made against them, which I think stuff is much worse. That came out like a creepy allegation. There are allegations, you don't know if it's true or not. It's just someone said this on Twitter.
I'd say a general rule to follow. If it's one, you need to be wary and follow up. But if there's multiple, there's probably something to it.
Yeah, like hearing that he slithered into some girl's bed and started stroking her thigh. Like, that's way worse. You know? Or there was another one where Red Titus, he's a he had a gimmick where his girlfriend had really red lipstick and would kiss him all over.
Okay.
And she was backstage. He brought her to work. And she was wearing the face off and all the guys were like, anyway, he goes off and she would like make out with a couple of different guys there. And Austin Aries at the time was the big dude. So he's like, hey, if you're putting the boys over, why don't you help me out? And he whips out his testicles and asks him, here, would you kiss me on the balls? And she does. She goes over and she plants a big one and leaves the lipstick on his balls.
Okay.
And so he runs off to show the rest of the locker room and shows Red Titus. And he's furious. And so he goes to his girlfriend and says, what are you doing? And she's like, I thought it was the gimmick. And he's like, no, I'm the gimmick. So it sounds like it wasn't a big thing then. Do you know?
Yeah.
It sounds like it was kind of... It wasn't a foul doing, but you don't know if it was coercion or whatever. But by the sounds of it, because there's like shoot interviews about it, and I thought this was like way back in the day, and sure, no one's going to see this shoot interview with these indie wrestlers, so I'd imagine they won't try to protect him or whatever. They'll just here's the funny story. But it sounded all consensual. So
yeah. You liked Austin Aries, right?
He's a fantastic
great
professional wrestler.
Huge dick.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's noted trouble.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
He's his own worst enemy. He is like TNA. He gets in his own way.
It's like CM Punk without the marketing ability or charm.
Yeah.
But he's so talented as a wrestler.
Yeah.
I always remember it was Bound for Glory, I want to say 2018. He was wrestling Johnny Impact for the world title. And he was booked to lose. So Johnny Impact beats him. And he hits his finish. He gets the 1, 2, 3. And like before Johnny even gets to his feet, he's up. He's no selling. He's just walking backstage in a huff, giving people the finger. Just general shithousery.
Yeah. Unprofessionalism.
Bad business, you know? So he was gone after that as well.
EC3 got a load of heat for hiring this guy, and this is like, okay, you're hiring kind of cancelled wrestlers. And he just said, you know, I know Dan here, Austin Aries. I went up to him, looked him in the eye, asked him if he did it, if there's anything dodgy going on. He said no. And he said, I will take him at his word. And that's that.
Oh, fuck off. That's stupid.
Carlito backcracker.
You know what? If that's your hiring process, then you deserve shit. Because that's fucking stupid. I asked you, Steve, are you a terrible guy?
No, I'm good, man.
Hired.
By the way, there's no scandal here for Weston Blake here. Like, the story being he's in CYN because he did everything right and wasn't awarded as he saw fit. So he's come to CYN, sick of being looked past. He's bringing the fight to you. You might know him well, you wouldn't actually because he's in CYN, but you might know him. He was in a tag team with Buddy Murphy. But
Blake.
Yeah.
Wesley Blake.
Very good.
He used to go out with
Sarah Lee from NXT Season 6. They got married. Oh, do you remember like Sarah Lee? That was awesome. She was super cute, didn't have any wrestling prowess, but gained a huge following despite WWE, eventually winning by fan vote. Sadly, she ended herself in 2022, overdosing on booze and sleeping pills.
God, what a horrible term, ended herself. I hate YouTube.
Yeah, I know.
It's so stupid,
I know,
isn't it?
I get it, but I also don't want them to hide the video.
I know. It's so dumb.
Poor Weston. But he looks to be doing better, like raising their 3 kids.
Yeah.
3 kids, holy shit.
Interesting hold applied. Oh my God.
I really like his pants, by the way.
The America pants? Or?
Yeah, just in general, there's a nice fit to them. You know how particular I am about wrestling pants.
Yeah.
I'm liking what I'm seeing here.
Would you get an Irish flag on it?
Irish chap.
It's funny how the American flag. Shut up.
It's a great
Steve.
flag, like aesthetically, vexillologically.
Is the American flag looks good.
It does. It does. It is a cool
It's
flag.
got stripes and stars.
Yeah, and it's got nice colours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the Irish flag, but it's not for clothes.
Yeah, like bright green isn't, you know.
Or even like, do you remember USA '94? I'm sure you both did as well. In the summer, you'd wear the T-shirts with the green, white, and orange, and it just didn't look great.
It's not clothes color.
Yep. No.
Yeah, I got you. I agree with you there.
Blake trying to fight out. Does indeed.
Big
Forearm shot. Aries trying to hang on by the fingertips.
This might be the opportunity that Weston Blake's been looking for. He heads back up. Aries, though, so smart. Hits the rope.
What else have you got for us there, Steve-O?
All right, so some partridge. So Matt from Gisborough in North Yorkshire. Who is the best Lord? Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Flies, or Lord of the Dance?
I believe it's an Elden Lord.
Oh, you changed the game. You
Change
narrative.
Okay.
No, Lord of the Rings is obviously.
Yeah.
It's always going to be.
More partridge. When are you going to review some partridge for us? Then we can meet up and have that pint and see my brother in Leeds.
No way, you're a mentalist.
I will never review partridge. I won't review anything I love.
That you genuinely
Are you
love.
serious?
Yeah,
I've already got artwork made for it.
No, I couldn't do it justice. No, it's like reviewing Lord of the Rings. I couldn't do it. No, I could not do it justice. And it would possibly, if I'm trying to analyse. Oh, Steve. We're live, pal.
We're live. Sorry, that is my alarm that goes off at 7:30 every day as a reminder to give my epileptic dog her tablet.
Look, he's a sympathy vote here.
Dog's in trouble today, boys.
Just put a pillow in the cage, for God's sake.
So no
copy
way
wobbles.
I wouldn't review it.
All right.
I'll work on him, lads. Don't worry.
Oh, here's a good one. Steve, what are your thoughts on current Lord of the Rings content? Rings of Power, upcoming War of the
Rohirrim.
Just keep pretending he can't pronounce it.
Rory. He's Irish.
He's read all the thousands upon thousands of pages of crap.
I think that's the Silmarillion poking out of his jeans pocket there.
Rings of Power, I must start season 2. I
I would recommend watching 2 episodes at a time. It's only 8 episodes.
Yeah, like
So
I
there you
watched
go,
season
4.
1 and there was 2 good episodes. The rest I didn't care for. I'm hoping for the same. I would love 2 good episodes out of season 2, but I don't have high hopes, let's put it that way.
Realistic expectations.
Yeah.
How many seasons was this show booked for?
5. Spent $1 billion.
There's zero chance that
the money's
that
cleared.
it
It's
gets
gone
5. Right? Like, there's zero chance, right?
What?
That this gets all 5 seasons.
They've already
spent the money, right? They probably already made a lot of it.
They earmarked it. You know what I mean? Like, how could they have spent the money and not made the shows? So that will mean that it will cost $4 billion
They got
by
a
the
good
time
deal. It
gets
would
to
have
the
cost 1.3 if they didn't put it all down now. Do you know what I mean? They pay cash.
Money down.
Yeah, maybe if we ever get around to Hobbit 3, you might have a bit of a Ring of Power talk about it.
I would be on for that. I would, but I'll rewatch. I'll rewatch the first season before I watch the second, if you like. Yeah.
Okay.
Right on his face. Front face out of that suplex. He's got the power bomb locked in once more. Can he get it this time? Aries using his weight to try.
Okay, you get to add 25 minutes to any Lord of the Rings movie. Which one and what would you add?
I would add when Saruman attacks the Shire.
Oh wow! Yeah. You got to see the impact replay of it, but not actually see the sacking of the Shire. Yeah, that would be cool.
I would add that to Return of the King. I would add many hours to anything.
I'd add 25 minutes of trees walking.
Steve, you would probably add to the Hobbit one lots of plate throwing.
Plates,
singing.
singing.
More crockery, different crockery.
Yeah, cheese. I love cheese and bread.
Hold on, we have an Austin.
Oh!
Yeah, he's paying his dues.
There we go.
That's all it is.
Redemption.
Redemption.
I liked when he talked from inside of barrel.
The ranch room.
Yeah. It was just like a pallet. A wooden pallet.
The rising sun indeed on the rise here at Control Your Narrative.
They're pushing this guy, lads.
Like, I don't think your man should lose every avenue for getting work. Do you know?
No.
Like, of course, there should be repercussions, but you shouldn't lose your ability to earn money completely. Do you know what I mean?
We'd hire him from WBW if we had the chance.
If he's doing the job.
Oh yeah, he'd have to do the job. Like,
all right, but he's jobbing the butt plug though. I do my 5 moves a doom, and that's it.
What about Tatsumaki?
Oh, I'll chop him, and then he doesn't chop me, and then he just falls down from shock, and there's a 10 count, and that's it. Oh my god, imagine he's stiff as fuck. No, I'm not wrestling. That's one for you.
There be potatoes being thrown. There's
he'd definitely
question.
be one of the sins that Gabriel can beat. He's probably 3 sins, to be honest.
I'd put Steve in a match against him. Actually, I'm far too delicate. Yeah.
We'll put that in pen.
Yeah, Steve, you'd be able to take a few digs. Like,
I wouldn't have the cardiovascular ability to keep up, though. I'd be knackered.
But you wouldn't. You'd be able to not fall over.
Tell everybody how you're the greatest. But you see, I've known you a long time. We've been in the ring before, and I think what you don't understand and what these people don't understand is just how good you are. You're underrated. You're underappreciated. But that's your fault, because you don't tell these people how good you are. So let me tell these people how good you are. You just beat a 5-time world champion in the middle of this ring.
World champion is generous.
How many of those titles are defended across the entire globe, Austin?
Well, if you put it on Pro Wrestling TV.
And I see you just pick it all back up and keep putting one foot in front of the other to be great at what you do. So whether these people feel this way, I'm going to tell you how I feel. You earned my respect. Maybe you don't think that's worth a shit, and that's fine, but I'll tell you this. After earning my respect, if you ever need a man to stand next to you, you found him.
And then Austin Aries is like, hey, can we get a photo together? And it's like, no, my career can't take it.
Has every match on this show ended via pinfall, despite one of the rules being that they're not supposed to end by pinfall?
But at least there's clean finishes going on here.
They are clean. Yep, they are clean.
Guys, are you ready? Good. So that's, 5 matches down? 1 match left.
Oh,
this is your main event.
Svelte.
2 hours, I believe, which is fabulous.
It is the ideal length for a non-Big 4 pay-per-view.
I love, 2.5 hours is just...
beautiful.
Man.
I hate the modern sentiment of give me more wrestling. Like, you're like, what do you mean 4.5 hours and a 2-hour pre-show is too long? I'd love 8 hours and a 3-hour pre-show. I was,
my god. That looks like an arm wrestling.
It definitely is.
Are we going to get a gimmick?
Because Adam, sure.
We are again here, first week out of this world with the Space Cowboy, Stacey Alexander.
Good God.
Actually, so by the way, you have no middle names.
I have none?
Oh, thought you were a big fan of the color purple.
This is a tonal shift, isn't it?
See you tomorrow unless I know.
But that's good. You know, I can't have it too broody.
Yep.
All right, just so you know, when I let go of this, I'm going to miss it.
I'll never forget it. All right, I love you. Ditto.
At least they're having the
Interlude.
crack. Yeah. So I believe that Control Your Narrative had like a weekly podcast show. And they had different wrestlers on it. They controlled their narrative on a weekly basis. Did I watch any? No, I didn't.
Shame on you.
Too much.
Okay.
Not enough.
Too much. They only had 11 episodes.
Well, they didn't give me my chairs, so I'll stand here. And with much sadness in
All right, Steve.
Well, you can't use a chair if you're going to arm wrestle. But yeah, go on.
What's your thoughts on Postecoglou and the Spurs rebuild? Sorry, this is Peter from High Peak. He personally thinks that he's excellent, and the current squad is the most exciting we've had in a long while.
I mean, he already had a season and they did okay. But they didn't do particularly that much better than previous managers, so yeah, winning the Scottish Premiership, it doesn't mean that much. But look, he's doing better than Gerrard did when he took over Villa. But yeah, look, I don't see it ending particularly well. I think he'll get through this season. I think he'll be fired next season. Throwing it out there. He's doing fine.
It seems to be the way of modern football, doesn't it? No one gets time. No one gets a chance. It's all, let's hire the man in the minute. They can't break through, and then we sack them because surely the next one will do it.
Exactly.
Hey, is that
Eric Redbeard?
Yeah.
Maybe that's not him, is it?
That's not Eric Rowan.
Isn't it?
Eric Rowan is on the card, like.
That is not him. He's about a foot shorter.
And he's not Redbeard.
Yeah.
I don't know how I can edit this out. We're live, pal.
All right, everybody. One more time from the monster Michael Todd. Please.
I hope he wrestles, or, arm wrestles Adam Scherr, the Braun. There was a massive thing a couple of years ago. He took on world champion Devin Larratt.
Who's that?
He is a famous arm wrestling champion. And
I hope you have the word famous in quotation marks there, good sir.
Because they had their arm wrestling match and they had to break it up, and then they go back in, and your man Braun Strowman was like, I'm gonna pro wrestle you, and then they go for it, and then you can see that the real arm wrestler just starts kind of laughing and working while Adam Scherr is trying to give him his all. It's like, he's about to fucking murder you. Bam, bam, bam. Oh.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually world champion both arms.
Both arms.
Yeah. So my body hurts too. Because I'm primarily right-handed, so this one's the money maker. This one's the one I take on the weaker guys.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Now you're going to make a little noise. Okay, I see how it is, Dallas. Yeah. Thought you were on my team. That's fine. So, again, you hurt all the time.
Well, actually, the left arm has blown apart in the middle of a match. Doctor misdiagnosed, said it was a muscle tear. World champion title defense in London. Hit the move, looked at the crowd.
Have you seen any of that slap, world championship? It's
disgusting. Someone is going to die.
Yeah.
You can't even roll with the hit. You can't do anything. You just have to take it.
Yeah.
It's gross, and people who are fans of it are gross. Yeah. Steve, Ross from Edmonton asks, Mr. OC, why do you like golf?
Wait, how does I've never talked about golf on OSW before.
Have you not?
I don't think.
I'm sure you mentioned it offhand, someone picked up on it.
I adore golf. I love it. I love everything about it.
Do you just love playing it, or would you watch it?
I watch it too.
Yeah, would you watch it on prowrestling.tv?
Control your narrative. It's going for a 4-hour walk with friends, and I'm telling you now, hitting a pure iron shot, I'm not talking about the sensation is the same, but in terms of satisfaction, is up there with an orgasm. I promise you, if you hit a pure iron shot.
So you jizz your jock.
No, you don't. The sensation is not the same.
As soon as it goes in, everyone moves away.
Oh, have you know that the C in OC now stands for crusty jocks?
I don't know who this is.
This segment is dying so
not,
bad.
It's
I can't
not
believe
on
that's not
the fucking results sheet as well. I can't even check it up. Like,
I can't believe this is not Eric Redbeard. Like, he's a big bald man with a big large beard.
Yeah.
His arms are huge. He's toying.
He is.
Okay, got any more questions for us?
Rory from Los Langeles. Rank these sports in order from best to worst. Gaelic, soccer, hurling, rugby, and gambling on the horses. Best to worst.
Best is soccer.
Obviously.
Look at his legs.
Do you want to see the sports?
No, I really dislike Gaelic, hurling, rugby, and horse racing.
I dislike
really
three of the
dislike
five.
them.
So
which one don't you dislike?
Soccer, rugby, and then the rest can all fuck off.
Okay.
Over the top.
So I can't choose. I can't choose.
Okay.
Patrick from Melbourne. We're all familiar with Mr. OC's impeccable taste in film and animated sitcoms.
Yes, sir.
But I'd like to know what his favourite TV dramas and comedies in the last 20 years are.
Well,
Also,
I answered that the comedies earlier, but
dramas?
Drama. Breaking Bad, Prison Break.
Hey, Big Damo.
Oh,
which
there
was
he is.
number 2 on my hairiest wrestlers list.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, no one's beating Jesus Castillo.
And that is the year of your Lord.
Yeah.
And the other TV show be Watchmen.
Great TV show.
Damo, friend of MXM as well. Everyone just has nice things to say about him.
Also, one of the greatest wrestler tweets I've ever seen.
Yeah.
When he just said, like, a lot of professional wrestlers are fucking stupid. And it's evergreen.
Is this guy Scottish?
No, he's from
he's Irish.
He's from the north.
Really?
Yeah.
He was in that show we were at on Abbey Street, wasn't he?
Oh, for ICW.
Yeah.
Very, very possible.
Drew Galloway was on it.
Drew was
that
definitely there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
And,
this guy was on it.
Noam
wasn't
Dar was there.
he? Yeah.
Yeah. It's Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Hey, Eric Redbeard.
There we go.
So now you're going to see, you can literally splice our conversation about it's Eric Redbeard into this.
Well, not if you tell everyone that we're doing it.
Well, you can cut that out.
What did we say?
Hey, it's Eric Redbeard.
Okay, well, you can just say, hey, it's Red.
Hey, it's Eric Redbeard. Look at there.
We don't need to splicey that bit out. Just say it again.
Whose beard is red?
Yeah, he also goes on to mention that he's an Aussie Rules fan and thanks Ireland for gracing the game with Irish sports people.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, we got the big one.
This song. So this is the CYN song. So every promo package, video, cinematic match just has this song playing for the entirety of it. And I probably watched about 3 hours of CYN footage. So this song now is just burned into my brain.
It's like the
I hate it.
ECW theme back in the day was just on repeat. Yeah.
Conform, quit, or become who you are.
He's in amazing
supposed to
shape.
be.
Yeah.
Control Your Narrative was an idea. The idea became a vision. That vision has manifested itself into reality. In reality. This reality isn't just the essential characters now. It belongs to anyone who wants it. Those brave enough, bold enough, those who are prepared to go beyond themselves in search of their purpose. For EC3, the grandest stage of them all is the one he created for others.
You can tell this is kind of the climax, if you will.
It's like when you hit a perfect iron.
We're trying to give it a bit of gravitas, because this is his federation, him and Stroman.
But who are the money marks, Jay?
What money?
They don't need it.
the crypto. Buzzwords. I think he is not good as a front man, like in terms of trying to quell the mob or get over with wrestling fans. He doesn't seem to be able to swing them in his favor, like, because the show was hated out of the gate, do you know? But I think they weren't given a fair shot. Like, whether or not they, you deserve a fair shot to start off, and then people can decide if it's shit or not, That's fine, but it was immediately going to fail before it started, do you know?
Let me ask you something of a topical question. Do you think part of the inspiration for this was, say, the Joker movie?
Oh,
there.
More Fight Club than anything.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
I don't know if they. I would have expected more anarchy, know, and this is actually trying to become a new establishment kind of thing. Even though it's trying to be anti-establishment, like anti-establishment but conformity.
I'm confused.
Yes, yeah. So you've got it.
That's why they fundamentally missed the message of Fight Club.
Yeah, I do like the idea if this was EC3's character, like in another federation, not this to be its own federation. You know,
he should have been part of Raw's Retribution when they signed. You know, him and T-Ball, and, Scrim Scram, yeah,
and Pocket Money. Oh man, imagine if these guys were in Raw Underground. Come on.
It would have been way better.
Yeah.
Obviously, you would still keep, Braun in there because he's like 11'2". He's a monster.
Oh, don't sully him with this stink.
Is Brawny the Stroman back in WWE now?
He is. He was doing okay, but I think his knees are fucking knackered.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think he literally just did his knee in there, like, within the last couple of weeks. He was feuding with Bronson Reed, like, October. He did in his knee, and he was supposed to be wrestling in the Saudi Mania at the beginning of November, but yeah, he's going to be out for a while.
Ladies and gentlemen,
so touted as it's your main event. The Titan Adam Scherr and EC3 versus Redbeard and Damo, touted as a family values match, as Braun and Eric were in the Wyatt family. Braun Strowman released in 2021, which came as a shock as WWE kept pushing him to be a main event star. Do you remember that? It's like, let's build a main event, doesn't win it. Main event, doesn't win it. But he eventually did, beating Goldberg. His post-WWE price was quite high, so I'm not going to Impact or Ring of Honor. And he shit-talked the indies a lot.
That's why people hated them here.
So no GCW or beyond. And during the pandemic, he shit-talked Evil Uno, who encouraged fans to support out-of-work indie wrestlers by, go buy their merch or go support their GoFundMes or Patreons, or, to help them get through such a difficult time. Stroman responded on Instagram saying, "Here we go with more of the somebody pay for my bills stuff. If you can't afford to pay your bills, maybe you should change professions. That's why I quit Strongman. I loved it, but I couldn't afford to live. So instead of making a GoFundMe or a Patreon wanting someone else to take care of me, I went out and worked harder than I ever have in my life to get where I am. What happened to being accountable for your own actions? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark."
Why is he getting involved? What's it got to do with him?
Yeah, very odd.
It's just hubris and ego, isn't it? Like, he's a meathead, and he thinks that his opinion matters.
Right.
with people out of work. One of his most famous moments was when he was in a bar and some lady came up to him and said that her son is a big fan. Can she have an autograph? And he went off on her, started screaming at her, And who was it, Steve?
Who was the woman or who was the
woman?
kid? Hold on, don't tell me. So, woman wanted autograph. Do you know? Okay, we got one guess each.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna guess wrong.
I got a pretty good chance. You go first.
I don't know.
Julia Roberts.
No.
Okay, maybe mine was better then.
It was someone who we...
Is it Vicky Guerrero?
No, but you're actually close.
Oh, Dominic Mysterio's mother.
No, it was Karen Angle.
No.
And supposedly, when he finished going off on her, she just read him the riot act. And supposedly he was like begging her to like, please not go anywhere with this. And I'm sorry, please, 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 please.
Yep.
But she was like, go fuck yourself. She like, her thoughts were like, even if I'm not Karen Angle, or Karen Jarrett, I'm a fan looking for something for my child. You know what I mean? Like, there's no need for you to be a dick. And so, yeah, supposedly he got read the riot act for that. Just knobbery, isn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty funny him shit talking the indies because to promote CYN, they need a bigger platform. So he appeared on Ring of Honor Final Battle, you know, helping batter EC3's job guys. Pretty funny.
EC3 trying to take down.
Do like this production value, but I am saddened that they didn't add the old train whistle to when Braun runs around.
I love the train spot. It's so bad.
Listen, if he does a run in, the next time he does a run here, I'm going to put in the train whistle.
Yes, please.
Stroman also mentioned CYN being the first wrestling company in the metaverse and to have some kind of NFT involvement. And have some kind of NFT involvement where you can buy the character and use it in their video game.
Our video game.
That was quite a sentence.
How many people going to the rant room would they need to fund that? Jesus. That's brilliant.
I would not download your games. Like, you can't trust the source on this one. Maybe on an Apple device, possibly.
Oh, fuck. Steve Keaton from Weymouth asks, which boy band do you want to sing more songs from?
Ooh. Can I shock you?
Yes.
Take that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
that's never been a thing. Before we've had Backstreet Boys, we've had Boys to Men.
Yeah. Boys Own. Yeah.
Boys
We've
Own.
had Boys Own.
Yeah.
We've never had
a lot of boys.
Yeah.
A lot of boys.
Yeah.
But no take of the
We need more literal boy bands.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
But yeah, that's interesting.
Any song in particular you're thinking of?
I just since they reformed back in 2006, I think they, and to borrow a phrase from Steve, they've been knocking it out of the park.
Yes, I created that phrase.
Well, I mean, that's
because of all that baseball. Gotta hit some zingers.
Kevin from Austin, Texas asks, do you own a Switch? And if you do, what's your favorite Switch game? Thank you for being part of OSW Review. You're one of my favorite Irish YouTubers. Not his favorite, though.
How many are there?
I won't say he doesn't name me or Jay, though.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
So,
you're the other two of his favorites.
Yeah.
I refuse to own a Switch. I don't like Nintendo's business practices or anti-piracy. Not that I'm pro-piracy, but I don't like how they go after people. I may be pro-piracy, but I'm not.
Like Russ from Retro Gamecore. Yeah, striking him because he's booted up to just show you it works on this device.
Exactly.
Kind of thing. Very frivolous considering the amount of footage of Nintendo's games that is on YouTube.
And they get free promotion of their video games. But anyway, look, I don't like I don't like how they behave. So no, I will never own a Switch. That's not to say I won't play Switch games. I will never own a Switch.
But I have those Switch cartridges, so it's grand.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I also have a Switch.
Yes. Good for you.
You may borrow them.
Oh, there's all Damo. Should we actually pay attention to the match just because it's the last couple of minutes? Or do you think?
Oh, look, this is This is we got 4 juggernauts here.
A lot of hairy back of the legs. Okay, the front is much better, but we're going back to the old twist the head. That seems to be. He could institute a no head twisting rule.
He probably should.
Hey, did we? WB, our Bouncy Castle Federation. Did we have any rules? Like, didn't we not have? Do we have rest spots? Did we ban rest spots?
No, because we would die if we banned. We would shoot die.
Good at rest spots.
Yeah.
Only rest spots.
Only rest spots and only double downs leading into rest spots.
A lot of double clotheslines.
Yeah.
Can't really get the feet up for a double boot to the face.
Crisscrossing was
we
lads,
did
MXM, can you do some crisscrossing, please?
Whoa.
Please,
yes.
lads.
Yes.
And thank you for the you think you're special as well.
Crisscrossing, but not running. They have to they're walking the catwalk.
Walking crisscross. Okay, I'm down with that.
Walking and posing.
Yeah.
Hip swiveling.
Okay.
I think it will get a lot of heat. Because I think it would take ages to go back and forth 4 times.
Yeah. I mean, no, I'm sure he can cover the ring in about 3 strides.
Yeah. In October 2024, they finally did the AW had their version of X7, which was the Outrunners versus MXM. And they gave them 14 minutes or something like that.
And the match was super over.
Just spot the
fans
spot.
love
Yeah.
it.
So much hot dogging. It was great.
I've never seen such live proof of wrestling is at its best when it comes in all different fucking flavors. Not everything needs to be Ospreay. I love his matches. I think he's the best wrestler in the world currently. But I also love the Outrunners and MXM.
Yeah, that's fair.
Are you getting a bit of an Albert vibe off Damo?
I am, but I was just thinking...
How high his pants are?
Yeah, well, that's another thing. But most successful hairy wrestlers, so you've talked about the hairiest, but, I mean, what are we talking... Nikita Koloff?
Bruno was pretty hairy, wasn't he?
He was, actually.
Yeah.
He's okay. He's head and shoulders above the rest of them.
What's the ruling on the fake hair of El Gigante on a suit? Does that count?
He was neither hairy nor popular.
A smoothie at day. Look at this hot
But
man.
yeah, Bruno all day long.
Do you like the What a Rush Carney haircut he's got here? The fire starter.
Do you think it's Warlord related, or he thinks this is my own thing? This is my creation.
He also went bald.
Yeah, true.
No choice in the matter.
True.
With authority and cover, Redbeard in. Oh man, breaks it up in the nick of time.
He looks like $1 million though.
Yeah.
Oh, EC3 got caught.
Man, I liked Braun. Do you remember when he was battering Roman Reigns and he was mega over and everyone was like, pull the trigger, and they just wouldn't do it. And then by the time they did it 2 or 3 years later, it was it's too late.
Yeah.
It was weird because they spend most of the year building up to him getting the belt and then just letting out.
Oh, that looks so sore. Oh my god.
Can he cut a promo?
He's okay.
All right. Because didn't they have lifting up ambulances and crazy shit like that?
Yeah.
Should have given him some frying pans to bend.
Whoa. Yeah. Telephone books to rip.
All 4 men out here. Damo back up to his feet. That spells trouble.
That's one person clapping.
See, you could it's either that or put on EC3's music.
Instead of having the clapping.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't like a standing crossbody. I think it looks silly. Like we've just witnessed their big demo doing.
This guy is so does he have any water in his system? You can see every striation.
Oh, Skin the Cat missed the spot. Oh my god. Lads, it's a pre-tape.
He just
didn't do it.
He
He didn't.
Nah.
That's fine.
You have to bring in Ziggler to to book that spot.
I would have thought Ziggler. He's a man to not turn down a payday, you know?
Was he unemployed at the time? No, he was.
He probably still has a job.
He was still there, wasn't
he doing that Shane McMahon crap?
Which is also what
yeah,
this is kind
exactly,
of based
yeah.
on. Well, not based on, but, you know, aping.
Based on.
How dare you? Hey, there we go.
That match was okay. It was absolutely fine.
Every single match was okay.
Yeah.
I feel that Damo and Redbeard didn't really need their narratives changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although they did actually, the last pay-per-view they did, pay-per-view, they did EC3 versus Stroman, but like for The Awakening, which is their big thing, I would have had that match.
Yeah.
You know, I think that would have been stronger. This is like kind of Hogan and Savage versus
I was just
Damo and
about to
Redbeard.
say, were they thinking, it's like WrestleMania 1 with the main event being a tag match, you know?
Right, the WrestleMania.
Yeah.
They need more Liberace.
Yeah.
Actually, they probably wouldn't let him in. And like trumpet up on a bogus charge. I can't get over how ripped he is, because he was beefy and defined in TNA, but he's insane here, like a bodybuilder insane.
Yep.
See, this was a regular pro wrestling match. I would have thought this would have been the heaviest storytelling.
There was no angle matches in the entire show. Everything was just a regular match, which is weird considering they made such a big deal out of most matches are not meant to be regular matches.
That's just what brothers do. Rowan, Redbeard, you're my brother. This is the first time in our careers we've ever stood across the ring from each other. We traveled the world together. We represented one of the greatest factions to ever step foot in the squared circle.
No, like, they were fine.
They served a purpose.
Yeah.
2 years ago.
Redbeard here is in a prime position to scoot on his arse backwards.
Would you like to see it?
Through the curtain. I would love it. Look, he's in prime scooting position. Do it. Kill the company.
Kill the character. Kill everything. I suspect we're going to get a big EC3 promo at some point here before the end.
He did open the show, but you're probably right. Yeah.
I worry.
They are taking their time. They're like, for all the things that they're not editing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? This is dead air, lads. So this is, there's only a few minutes left in this pay-per-view. What do you think of CYN overall?
It was way better than I thought it would be. I'm not saying it was good. I just thought it would be terrible. Production excellent. They made the most of the little they had in terms of venue, crowd. I thought the matches were absolutely fine, but nothing particularly great and nothing particularly awful. So it was just a forgettable show. Yeah, there was nothing to it that I would recommend people needing to check out.
Okay.
Yeah, I went into this having watched like hours of promos and stuff like that, so I was expecting to hate it. Like I went in with a very negative mindset, not for the reason that other people went into the show, because like I don't care about the social media and the cancelling and all that bollocks. Like I don't care.
You have to do entertaining first.
Yeah, like I went in down because I thought it was going to be garbled nonsense. I thought it was going to be meme wrestling, done badly. But as you said, Steve, I thought the show looked great. The camera work is great. The camera quality is great.
Look at a bit of pinch bottom here.
The lighting is not bad. You know what I mean? Like, it gets a bit dark during the actual matches. I think, yeah, it was fine. You know,
It's a nice tribute to Bray.
Yeah, it's nice. Like no match was great. No match was terrible. Everything was fine. I did expect kind of one or two more bollix matches. You know, maybe some kind of hardcore stuff or some kind of gimmick match that you can tie to CYN, you know, like surely you can have some kind of control your narrative match or something like that, you know, like maybe you book a shoot style of wrestling and that's controlling your narrative or something, you know.
I'm surprised they didn't actually have like a Fight Club kind of section, like a pit or like an empty area, with hard floors where they actually fight, where it actually feels real, because this it's kind of just an indie show.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I think you would quite like the freer narrative events because they're entirely cinematic with music behind it, and EC3 is telling you what he's thinking and how they're going to succeed and to change and, give you these revelations and that kind of thing.
I think I'd probably like it for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, you can make a pay-per-view of it.
No.
Like, but for a 20-minute excerpt, yeah?
Yep.
Today, each and every one of you believed in art. Each and every one of you believed in the art of professional wrestling.
By the way, they were doing a tribute to Brody Lee.
Oh, yeah.
Bray was still alive, I would think.
Yeah,
2022?
Yeah,
he
Bray
died in
passed away.
23.
Yes.
23.
Yeah. Oh,
wow, it's so tragic that the two of those lads are gone.
Like, I don't know, like, I would definitely try out the free stuff on YouTube. Like, you can see Braun versus EC3 to see if it's your kind of thing. Like, it might not be good, but it is unique and it is intentional. And they're trying to make the most of what little they have. So, you know, thumbs up, lads.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's not a thumbs up, but like, thumbs up to you, EC3.
Thanks for trying.
Yeah. By the way, CYN, you know, they did a couple more shots on the tour and it didn't go very well, and then they started co-branding with other indie federations, and then they had 10 total. Oh, and in August 2022, they invaded the NWA. That was a kind of a thing. Oh my God, EC3, just a picture of him, the roid belly on him.
Yeah.
I'll put it up on screen. It's insane.
Play Hall & Oates! Let's go!
I looked up, hey, what is CYN doing today? And it's like, oh, it's a wrestling school out of Willoughby, Ohio. His gaff.
Wow.
Him and another indie worker are do 2 training courses a year.
It's a weird musical choice at the end, isn't it?
And a little dance.
It's the same song at the end of Fight Club. Buildings exploding. Listen, lads who edited and directed it, the cameraman and directors, well done, lads. There you go. Did you enjoy this watch along?
I did. I expected really bad, and I got absolutely fine, decent watch. 2 hours wasn't painful. You know what I mean?
But that's it. That's the key. If they had done a 3-hour show, it would have been miserable.
Yeah. It's so weird. It's like their entire identity was kind of edgelordy, and then you watch the pay-per-view, and it's fucking rounded, you know? Like, there was no point.
It was a solid, well-attended indie show.
Yeah. Perfectly spherical.
I like the kind of blooper reel at the end here.
Yeah.
It kind of kills his character, but, you know, don't let that stop you. Do you know the bit at the end of Inglourious Bastards where, all the Nazis are woken up and they're like, pulling faces at the camera? And freeze frame! And we're out. So, lads, did you enjoy this watch along?
I did. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Very easy.
We didn't get through many questions at all.
Look, it's not about me. It's about EC3 and his friends. That's
for one night only. But how about, would you be on for another watch along? a round 2 of sorts.
I'll do one more.
Yeah? You can go again?
I'll do one more.
All right.
But not in this episode. You're going to have to watch it again.
All right, lads. So we will see you next time for another watch along. We'll get to some more of your questions. Man, I really enjoyed doing this. So it's a goodbye from OOC and V1.
Peekaboo.
And the 2.5-time, unfortunately, Golden Nogger Award winner, Jay Hunter. And remember, a winner is you.